How far away from the target were you?
50 feet, and that I had 4 shots in 1 square inch and then 1 outside about maybe 1.5 inches. And that only has a 2-inch barrel.
That's all this has. Maybe if I clear tomorrow, maybe I'll go out and try it. I know when I took this gun to a range down in Mississippi, boy, I tell you, I wasn't any good with it at all.
You need to practice.
Yeah, you're right about that. I was running 38 specials through it to save money.
Well, that ain't going to make it less accurate, shooting 38 specials out of it.
No, I didn't think it would. It didn't help me any, though.
Hey, radio, KB2's at VP.
KB2's at VP, mobile, N1DBL.
Going on.
Hey, Ray, I'm going down and watch some television, so I'll be clear with you. Whiskey 1, Juliet Alpha Charlie, over and out.
Okay, Jack, I'll see you later. Is that you, Randy? Are you mobile?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay, your signal's low. Well, it's just summer.
So is your signal low. There we go. The signal should not be low no more.
Yeah, that's definitely better.
Yeah. Well, it should be a lot better. The band is not very good. I could hardly hear Jack at all. Hello?
Yeah, I'm cleaning my gun as I'm talking, so it takes 3 hands.
Where's my friend Carl tonight?
So did you read any more of the Alien book?
No, I wasted enough time with it.
That sure seems like a real hokey book to me.
I'm looking up a gear motor that I need for my antenna. Right there it is. Look at that. Yeah, there. Oh, that's a 24 volt. Gear motor, 24 volt, 200 RPM. I need a 12 volt, 200 RPM.
And what's that going to do?
That's what runs the antenna up and down.
Why, did he have another failure?
Yeah, I got the same one back. He never fixed it. He said it was fixed, but it was never fixed. He said that the company who built it had the screws too tight. Well, I got news for you. The screws were not too tight, and I got the motor in my hand. I took it all apart, and sure enough, the motor itself is bad.
Are you going to be able to get that back together?
I've got one of them together now. I just got to get this one. This is just the other one. I got to get the new. You know, the funny thing is too that the two antennas are not the same either. The coil on one is like 2 inches longer than the other.
Yeah, that whole deal is, whatever. That whole deal's pretty weird.
Yeah, the guy is just not, he's just not a good guy. You know what I mean? That's just, he's just, I don't want to talk bad about him, but he is just not a good guy. Here's the motor. $15. It's a $15 motor.
Now, can you put that back together? Did you take the coil out this time? Did you remember you couldn't get the coil back in?
I can't get the coil apart, no, because you got to have a form to do that, and I don't have that. There's not a single thing other than that I couldn't fix on this thing. But that damn, I'd like to. I hate to say it, but I'd like to take a brand new one apart and have that and rebuild it, you know what I mean, and see how he puts those together, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Well, I think it's pretty safe to say he doesn't do that great a job.
I agree. I totally agree. I'm not happy. Well, it is what it is. I'll get it to work, and it'll work. I'm not even sure if I'll send this one back. I'll just take the other antenna off the truck, and as soon as the weather turns like it's going to be snowy, where they're starting to put stuff on the road, I just got to not use the antenna. That's all. Because no matter what, it's going to do that. Even if I put a coating on it, or if I put a guard on it, that water mist gets everywhere. WG2E, good evening. Hey, Carl. What's going on? I'm just talking to Raymond. Hey, I just worked Australia on 80 meters. Oh, you finally got that guy? Yeah, yep. I got a 5 and 7. Where's he at? Western Australia. What frequency is he on? They may still be there, 3793. I couldn't work them there if I wanted to. On the loop? No, isn't that the low end of the band? No, wait, hang on a second. 37? Yeah, that's too low for me to go, right?
Yeah, you can only go down to 38.
You're right, 3080, that's right. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Oh, you're not going to hurt my feelings. Wait, is he transmitting on 3798 and then receiving above 38? No, 3793. He's on in there every day about 6:30 to 7 o'clock. I'm going to switch over my other receiver and see if I can hear him. Wow, there's a lot of people there. I can tell you that. Yeah, I hear him. Still there. Yeah, I hear him in there. Well, anyway, he gets on there right about his sunrise, which I think is like 22:30. And there's a bunch of stations there that kind of wait every day, and about the same half a dozen people work them. But I got him there after a couple of calls, so I was pleased.
CQ, Kilo Charlie 2, Victor Mike Sierra.
Well, he's coming through okay, and I don't have the antenna tuned for there, so if I was tuned for there, I'd hear him better, but he's coming through okay. Okay, well, I've been trying here for the better part of a week, so I made it through today. So that's a good accomplishment for today. Plus, I got my deck painted. Outstanding. I think if you had an 80-meter dipole, you probably would have worked them the first day. Well, yeah, I don't know. I used to have a 80-40 inverted V, but since I put the loop up, I took that down just to not worry about interference and everything. So I really don't have anything to A-B with, you know.
Right, I understand.
But what the heck? And by the way, he's only running 200 watts.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, normally he's got an amplifier, but down there they're only allowed to use 400 watts. And I guess something happened to his amplifier for the last couple days. He's been on 200 watts, which, you know, that's pretty good.
Well, when the band's right, you can do it with less power for sure. What's he got for a rig? What's he running for a rig that he's got 200 watts?
I honestly don't know.
Certainly not a Kenwood. Well, you could have he could have the flagship Kenwood, the 990.
Well, he's got a picture of an IC706 on his QRZ page. Man, he's got some stuff there.
K2 radios there calling CQDX now.
Yeah, he's in there every day.
There's a bunch of people talking now. Let me shut that receiver off. That drives me nuts.
Yeah, take a look at his QRZ page. Victor Kilo 6 Alpha Papa Zulu.
APZ. Okay, just give me a minute. I'm working on this motor here. Just in a minute.
Yeah, that's what the Toad Harbor should look like.
Okay, I have something wrong. VK6. Okay, there we go. VK6. I did something wrong. VK6.
Yeah, it's Peter.
Well, Victor Kilo 6 Alpha Papa Zulu. Peter. Okay. Oh, I think my P is Peter. I got you. Okay. Look at all that mess. You know how strong he'd be if he didn't have all that mess of an antenna up there?
You know, it must be kind of nice to have all that stuff, but you know, you just might be getting killed with maintenance all the time.
Sure, 11. I think I count 11 towers. Oh, this is number 4 and my last one. So the ones in the background aren't his. Oh, this is his 4th antenna farm. Wow, this guy's a psycho. He's got something the matter with him.
Well, I don't know. I bet you and him would get along great.
What are you saying, Carl?
I always figured you were going to be the guy. Someday you're going to retire and you're going to have acres and acres of stuff, and you're just going to have stuff everywhere.
No, I won't be that guy. I'm going to be the guy that has one really great antenna
And then I do want a beam up again, though. I do want to put a beam up. Maybe the little hex beam or some kind of a beam so I can work the other bands. I like working the upper bands. You know, I really do enjoy that.
Yeah, well, I've been able to work things with the loop, but in every case, if I turn my tri-bander on 10 or 15 or 20, it's always better than the loop.
I like my loop a lot, and I worked in, I mean, if you look at my QRZ, you'll see I worked an awful lot of DX with a loop. But the thing is, I'm having a bit of I'm not having a bit, I'm having trouble with RF on 17 meters, my favorite band, and 20 meters. Really 20 meters and up. I can deal with it okay on 20, but on 17 I get a lot of RF in there, and I don't know why it is. It didn't used to happen. So I've got to do a complete rebuild on the antenna, and I'm going back to my 4-inch space feed line. I had a crazy man told me to use 2-inch feed line, and that effed it all up. It was just it turned into garbage now. I think now I know why he did, because I didn't realize at the time, but he wasn't really truly my friend. He was just trying to get to be stronger than me.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've been to a guy's place that had 2-inch feed line, and I kind of watched it going up there in the air and everything, and it's got a lot of twisties and twirls, you know, where the 4-inch feed line is just nice and straight and flat, you know.
Well, this 10-gauge feed line is flat. It's just like a ladder going up. There's no twists in it or anything, so I don't mind that. But I don't like it for performance. So I was hoping that this weekend I would have some time here to do nothing, but I've got to get the tractor going for my wife. I've got a lot to do on that. The mowing deck is shot just about. I got to weld that thing together and put a new hood on it for her. And she's got a dryer in the basement that needs open heart surgery. And so I don't know if I'll get a chance to work on the antenna. I really don't think I will, but one of these days I'll get to the antenna again.
Oh, yeah, you got to wait till crappy weather. That way it'll work really well. Yeah, I did a major rebuild on my dryer a couple years back, and pretty simple, actually.
Yeah, it's going to be cold this weekend, Maureen's telling me. Yeah, this is the drive. The drive has got an idler, and it's just the idler is bad. And I've got all the parts. I just got to reassemble it.
Yeah, I had mine apart, and I put new gaskets on the fan, and that idler is like on a little S-shaped springy thing, and that was kind of getting worn out, so I put a new one of them in, new belt. That's why I opened it up in the first place, because the belt finally wore out from 1981.
Yeah, I don't know how old this belt is. I didn't order a belt. You know, I didn't, because the belt looks like it's just fine to me. But you watch, I'll do all this work and the belt will break.
Is it a skinny little thing? It's like a 1/4 inch wide, you know, with like 3 or 4 V grooves in it?
It's a 1/2 inch wide with probably six V grooves in it.
Yeah, it amazed me how teeny the belt was. You would have think they'd have something like 1 inch wide, you know, like a fan belt in a car or something. Well, just remember, you know, when it comes to appliances, the appliance doctor is a member of Toad Harbor, so always check with the electric X-ray beam for appropriate appliance advice.
Yeah, I know that. I thought about that, actually, asking him if I can get parts through him, but it was easy to get the stuff right through the internet, you know. I got to tell you, we've got this big mall here. It's, what is it called? USA Mall? What is the mall? Destiny USA. I'm going to predict that mall is going to wind up going under. You know, I think it probably will. Maureen's like giving me the evil eye, like there's no way.
I don't care.
But I think that they're going to go under, because everybody buys from the internet now. You know, that store cannot survive there when everybody buys from the internet. They just can't do it.
Yeah, well, WG2E. You know, sometimes you want to go look at things, you know, and stuff. There's a perfect example. I'd been going down to Mart's there in Rotterdam Square, down at Schenectady, and it's not even Rotterdam Square anymore. It's Viaport or something. So I went down there to Kmart to get my favorite socks. And I walk up there, and the whole place is nothing but empty shelves. So, so I bought them on the internet. So I don't know if that was because of that or what, but, of course, Kmart's having some problems. But, to go walk through that mall, it's kind of old looking, and it doesn't seem like it's clean, and the parking lot is kind of crappy, You got to have those things to be enticing,
Yeah, and all the malls around here look just like you described. They're looking cruddy, and and it just is how it is. You just can't survive. And this huge mall, this is one of the largest malls in the country. It's acres upon, it's miles of mall, and people go there because of what, like you're describing. But I don't go there because it's so stinking big. I want to go to the little mall that has the Sears in one end and the Macy's in the other. Well, now they've closed both of those stores. So, it just the only thing that they still got there is what's the one that has the I used to go buy bullets from? Dick's Sporting Good, and those scumbags don't want to sell guns and bullets anymore, so they can kiss my tuchus. I won't go there anymore. So now I guess I'm just stuck to calling the UPS, or calling the Amazon store and getting the UPS delivery.
Dick's isn't selling guns?
Oh, they lost millions and millions of dollars. They declared they were not going to sell guns anymore. They were going to sell baseball or sporting goods instead of guns. They put this big thing out about guns and how they're not going to handle them. Immediately, it was like they got hit by a missile from Texas. They just lost hundreds of millions of dollars in less than a quarter. People just left them like the plague.
Did they smarten up yet?
There's one up here in Latham there, and right next to it is another store, which I assume is the same company. It's called Field and Stream or something like that. And last year, they had really good prices on ammo and stuff. I went up and bought like 10 boxes.
It's the same owners own that store, yeah. And because they said they're not going to sell anymore at Dick's, everybody just bailed out on Dick's. That was it. The left said, "Forget you." I mean, not the left, but the right.
Well, if it's that bad, then why don't they go back to selling guns again?
All the stuff.
I know, Carl. I know. I understand it, but nobody will go to Dick's. I guess they go to the Field and Stream store, but I won't go to that one either. It's the same owners. I'll go to Gander Mountain.
Can you guys leave a little tiny space so somebody else can get in?
Is there somebody that has something to say?
Yeah, I said it like 3 times, but you guys like this. There's absolutely no time in between the key and key, gun key and key. What I was asking 12 times is, if Dick's lost all this money by getting rid of guns, you mean they're too stupid to go back and start selling them again?
I don't know. It all makes sense to me now you mentioning this, because somebody had an advertisement about guns or ammo or something, and at the end of it they go, "We're not Dick's."
Right, exactly right, yeah.
Well, I mean, is it an absolute fact that Dick's has really gone downhill since they stopped selling guns?
Absolutely, positively, without any question at all. It was on all the news. I can't believe you haven't seen it.
Well, okay, but then my question is, you mean to tell me those people that run Dick's are that stupid to not straighten this mess out?
I heard that they were going to they were considering going back into selling guns. So right now I'm looking at their website, and they have guns on their website, so maybe they went back to it. But I think the damage was done.
Yeah, it's like Stop and Shop. They were out of business for the week and a half or 2 weeks, and now you go in there and the place is just dead. I think everybody's fed up with the whole deal.
Yeah, that's a slippery slope, closing for strikes and whatever, and you risk alienating your customers even though you might get what you wanted.
Well, according to the strikers, because I talked to them, they got what they wanted. They got a small raise, and they kept their medical. What they were trying to do was get rid of their whatever medical they had. They were trying to cut back on that, and that's why they went crazy. But to me, I mean, for the 2 weeks with the store closed, they probably won't recover for another month after that, and I bet you that many of their customers will never come back.
Yeah, you go somewhere else and all of a sudden you say, wow, this place is really nice. I'm not going back there.
So I just checked out Syracuse Dick's. I looked up shotguns. Sorry, we cannot find any match for Dick's or shotguns at Dick's.
Wow, who'd have thought?
I just got to find out if I'm, this is what it says. Huh. They give you categories, but there's no hunting or fishing category.
Well, I went in there and bought some line last year when I was tossing wires up over trees, and that's the last time I've been there.
Yeah, I'm going to look up hunting. I probably misspoke when I said there's no fishing. I'm looking up hunting, and I put the two together, so I have to. I imagine they still allow. I think it's okay to still catch fish.
Yeah, you just can't eat them.
Why did they get rid of guns? What was their stupid excuse?
Because guns kill people. What do you think?
Is that what their excuse was?
I'd like to find their statement that they made. I'd love to find that. I thought they did say they were going to get back into guns and things. But boy, I don't see anything here. I'd have to go into Dick's and see for sure, but I don't see it.
Did you find them online?
Yeah, I don't see it.
Wow, that's a shame. Well, there's always somebody to pick up the slack. I'm assuming like Cabela's and Bass Pro or whatever they are, all those guys still do, right?
Yeah, they're not going to stop after Dick's experiment, I can promise you that.
I just love it when things like that happen because it's good to know that the people who run those huge stores like that are actually that stupid.
Do you think is it nationwide or is it more regional? Because you would think, the culture is so different down south. When I go visit my relatives there in North Carolina, everybody's got guns and every house you walk into has got like two big gun safes and stuff. So I wonder if it's maybe just up here.
I'm going to look for see if I can find it. No, I'm sure it was Dick's, the company Dick's.
What's the weather going to be like tomorrow in Springfield? Is it going to rain? Because I see the clouds seem to be coming back.
Dick's lose $150 million due to gun ban.
Yeah, well, like I said, it's good. It's good. Those stupid, they deserve what they get. Like I said, all these do-gooders.
This is March 30th, 2019. This is what they reported. They reported they lost $150 million. Dick's Sporting Goods' decision to stop selling assault-style rifles has hit the company's bottom line. The move stopped selling assault-style rifles and high-capacity magazines cost the retailer $150 million.
So do they sell guns?
See, I thought it was all guns. I could be wrong about that, but I think it's all guns. Well, I have to read more here.
That might be only up in your state. Do you realize that your state is one of they showed, I was watching this thing on flying saucers today, and they showed the states where the most sightings of flying saucers are, and there's about 10 of them. And New York is one of them.
Yeah, that was in the paper the other day.
Yep, lots of flying saucers around New York.
Hey, you're 70% showers tonight, 10% tomorrow, 10% Thursday, 100% Friday.
Yeah, okay, I'll have to go put the Impala away then.
So I guess the guy's name is Stack. Ed Stack announced the restricting gun sales in the country's largest sports retailer, and he knew it'd be costly. In 2018, the school massacre at Parkland, Florida, touched a nerve for the company. This Nicholas Cruz, the shooter, had allegedly legally purchased a shotgun from Dick's a few months before the attack. After that, Cruz was arrested. Police in Vermont apprehended a teenager with the plans to shoot up a high school, too. He had legally purchased a shotgun from Dick's. The two incidents were the last straw for Stack. One-time Republican donor who in 35 years has turned his father's bait and tackle shop into the country's largest sports retailer. 2 weeks after those arrests, Stack announced he would be pulling assault-style rifles and high-capacity magazines out of the Dick's stores. He vowed he would never sell another firearm to anyone under the age of 21.
So they must still be selling firearms.
I'm going to have to go there and see what's going on.
Yeah, but it says here he's a 64-year-old Stack, unlikely champion for gun reform. Earlier this decade, he helped Dick's double down on its outdoor routes, buying the licensing right for Field and Stream. So they still sell them at Field and Stream. So I wonder if he's going to end that too. This is a lot of reading to do here to do it over the air, but so the guy is just, he's another, I don't know. I understand not wanting kids to have guns. I got that, but it's not the store's fault that these kids go out and shoot up a school. It's not where they got the gun that matters. Well, to a degree it does probably, but I mean, you understand what I'm saying.
Oh, I agree. You're basically preaching to the choir here.
If they're effed up enough to go out and shoot up a school, they're going to find a gun someplace, or else use a bomb or something else.
Geez, I don't. I didn't particularly enjoy junior high school and high school, but I never thought I'd harm anybody or do something to the school.
Yeah, because back then people were, had brains and they were normal. The youth of today thinks unless the government's handing them, $25,000 a year to sit home and watch TV, that they're gonna protest.
Oh, I see. I guess Biden's going to announce his race for president.
Thursday, baby.
Biden's a lunatic. There's something wrong with him. I watched a show, I don't know, recently, and they were talking about how absolutely just simply nuts he is. He's truly crazy, He's nuts. He's going to screw up so bad that he'll never have a shot.
There was a cartoon, and it was a girl standing there with a Biden 2020 T-shirt on, and there was these two big handprints reaching around from behind.
I saw that. Crazy Uncle Joe.
KZVP.
Yeah, he's not too bright, you know. I mean, Bernie can think on his feet, but Trump will slay Bernie. He'll just I think it's going to be Bernie. I'll bet you dollars to donuts it's Bernie, and Trump will slay him because he's another nut.
Well, a lot of people are saying there's no way it can be Bernie because he's missing two attributes. He's not a woman, and he's white.
Well,
and he's the 1%.
Was it Pocahontas here in Massachusetts? She's ranting and raving like a lunatic, and she's getting nowhere at all because she's just too screwed up. I mean, you know what she is. I'll tell you what Pocahontas is. She's Hillary Clinton II. She's worse than worse. I can't say she's worse, but Hillary was the worst candidate I have ever seen for the presidency, the worst. And Pocahontas is probably worse than she is. They'll never stand a shot against Trump. Trump's good on his feet.
Well, let's hope so.
Oh, Trump will be great in his second time because then he doesn't have to worry about getting elected again, and then he's going to get even with all these people that screwed with him. And that's why they're so absolutely desperate to get him out of office, because they know damn well if he gets elected again, there's going to be 30, 40 of those Democrats that are going to jail, and not for a little while either, for a long time.
Yeah, you got a point there. I never really looked at it that way. Yeah, it was pretty nice out today. I got all the floor on my deck and the railings all painted, and it sprinkled on it a little bit here, but it was dry by then. And then I went out and did a couple things, looking through that wonderfully nice, brand new, clear windshield I have.
Yeah, it's nice when you get a new windshield like that. It's amazing how scratched up they get when you don't notice it. I'm rebuilding my front sidewalk. You know, my brick sidewalk. It's starting to on edges. It was starting to curl down and stuff. So I'm going down that, rebuilding it, and that's what I did as part of today. And then else did I do? Oh, I had a doctor's appointment today for a physical. So I did that, and then I went shopping, and then I had to go pick up some medication, and then I was back to rebuilding my sidewalk.
Did they tell you were fit for duty?
Well, I have my heart has been skipping beats again, which is normal for me. I mean, this is what got me to go to the heart doctor back in the 80s. Okay, so it's pretty normal for me, but you know, my doctor's concerned about that. And my blood pressure is also high. This is the first time my blood pressure has ever been high. So finally, my blood pressure is higher than it should be. So he put me on a very mild, whatever, reduce your blood pressure. But I don't understand why. But I went round and round with him, and him and I debate. I think it's something to do with what I'm eating, and he says no, I don't think so. And I said yes, I think so. I said because anytime my heart has skipped a beat in my whole life, I could attribute it back to something basically I ate. And he said no, I don't think so. So whatever. So we're going around, but I gained 14 pounds since last year. I figured I gained about 6 pounds, but I gained 14. So I'm back on my diet. And I'm almost going to guarantee it because I monitored my heart rate tonight, because after dinner my heart usually starts skipping beats, and I did 60 full beats without a skip. And I'd be willing to bet you dollars to donuts it's wheat, because the last weeks I've been having 2 or 3 pancakes for breakfast, which is a full cup of flour, and there's something about that flour that screws me up.
Well, yeah, and you had a lot of things going on, the house and your mom and everything, and of course there's.
Yeah, I think, and I told him that. I said, my mother died, and I said, I've been really lawyers run ragged, paying different bills, doing this, doing that. I think that had something to do with it too, to be honest with you. But I think the biggest thing is I'm back on that diet again. I went and bought all vegetables, and I bought this good chicken, and that's all I'm eating, chicken and vegetables again. And I already feel better. So, but I got to get that blood pressure down. That's the thing. It was like 150. Well, what the hell was it? I think the first time she did it was like 159. Then he did it again. It was like 152. Because I've seen my blood pressure as low as 125 over like 72. But the last couple of times it's been about 140, somewhere around 140, 142, which is too high. But then again, I gained 14 pounds, and that's not good. So I told him, I said, I kind of was planning on starting my diet today anyway. I didn't eat much this morning. And I said, now that's it. I'm definitely going to go right back hard onto the diet. So he's going to see me in 2 months. So hopefully by 2 months I would have lost at least 20 pounds. But that's that.
N1DU.
Yeah, DU, go ahead.
Good evening, Ray. Randy, you in there?
He said he'd be back.
Yeah, Ray, you want any cholesterol medication?
Yes.
What do you want? Crestor, Lipitor?
Well, it's generic Lipitor.
Yeah, I just took myself off of the Crestor. My wife's a nurse, and did some research out right now that they're saying that those statins, a lot of them don't even work to work on people. And I've noticed since I've been on it that I wake up in the morning, I feel like a cripple. I'm just tired of it. It's all about what you put in your body,
Yeah, that's true. Well, about a year ago, I started a diet. A friend of mine paid $2,500 to some diet place to learn how to diet. They don't give you anything at all. They just give you instruction. And I basically followed that diet, and I was losing a consistent 5 pounds a week on the diet. So I'm back on that. And, the other thing about the diet is it's kind of boring because, it's not the kind of food people really love. But the thing is, when I was on it, after I had lost 30 or 40 pounds, I just felt way, way, way better. But it's not only the weight that makes you feel better, it's also the food you're eating makes you feel better, because you're eating salad, you're eating vegetables, and you're eating lean like chicken and fish, and I eat about 99% chicken. So basically I ate chicken today. I got broccoli and I just did broccoli and what's the white stuff, cauliflower together. And I had a banana. Banana's not on that diet, by the way, but I had a banana. But, lately for the last for the last month, I've been having 3 pancakes every morning for breakfast, and that's what's screwing me up. I'm thoroughly convinced I've got some kind of allergic type reaction to the wheat flour.
No, it's the gluten.
Yeah, well, I've tried no gluten stuff, and that doesn't seem to make any difference. But when I make those pancakes, there's a lot of there's a lot of flour in there, so that's probably what's doing it. Because I know I'm not, my heart's not skipping beats now at all. Matter of fact, he did a strip today. He was listening to it and he said, yeah, it's not right. And then he did a strip on the EKG thing and he said, no, the whole strip was fine. He did 10 seconds, only did 10 seconds though, but 10 seconds was fine. So I still think it's what I'm eating. But I've had a lot of aggravation lately too, and I think that sets you off. That gets you going. Anyway, N1DBL.
Got a phone call. WG2E.
KB2ZVP.
What was this call rate? G2E or something?
Yeah, WG2E.
And what's his name?
Carl.
Hey, Randy, how you doing, man?
I'm good, Mark. How are you?
Did you get my envelope?
I did.
Did you find out anything?
No, I kind of stopped looking toward it, but I looked at the tractor yesterday. It's right behind the right tire. You got to lift the right-hand tire up. Take the tire off. Really, is the best way to do it. And there's a right in there is the float, the check valve.
So it's the right tire.
Yeah, if you're sitting on the seat, it's the right tire.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll have to take a look at that. I did fill my. I think I told you that I ballast the tires.
And that worked out good, right?
Yep. I've been, I didn't really spread a lot of loom, but I noticed a difference lifting the loom,
Yeah, it makes a difference for sure. Digging, pushing, and keeping it more stable.
Yeah, so right now I'm in the middle of pulling out rocks everywhere in the back, Everything was graded back there, but, after a winter, it seems like rocks just come out of the ground, and I want to get them all out, and then I've got 18 yards of loom that I'm going to spread in the different areas where I pulled the rocks out and stuff, so got some playing around to do.
Mark, what's your call?
N1DU.
I thought you were on my list here, but here it is. Okay, I thought you were on the list, but I couldn't find it, but I found it.
Yeah, I think we talked last week.
Oh, you're way up, so that was quite a while ago. That's got to be a few months, 3, 4, 5 months.
What's the matter with him, Randy?
He's old, Mark. He's old.
All right, he's right there with me.
Yeah, the doctor says to me, he says, how old are you? And I said, I'm going to be 70. And he says, you got to be kidding me. He goes, 70? You're going to be 70. I said, yeah, in a few months I'm going to be 70. He says, I can't believe it. He said, I would have thought you were like 50.
Well, you never had kids, right?
Yeah, I have one kid.
Oh, okay, I was going to say. So you're a stressless individual, apparently.
No, I had lots of stress when I had a business, but I got out of that a long time ago, and then that's exactly what I tried to do the most of now is have no stress at all. By the way, I went to the bank today to see if that check cleared, and the girl says, well, no, it's not going to clear till tomorrow. She said, but I can tell you, at 5 o'clock today, you could take the money out.
Yeah, so you're good then. That's good. Now you're stress-free. Now we're rich. What are we going to buy?
I think, let's see, what am I going to buy? I'm going to buy, let's see, let me think right off the bat. I'm going to buy a 7851 because you have one. And then I'm going to buy 4 of those LA1K amps, so I'll have 4 kilowatts output power. And then I have to buy a big giant tuner that can handle that power, so I'll buy that 5K that you have. And let's see, I need some silver-plated wire. And what else can I spend money on?
Maureen says she'd like to have a pool.
Sorry, Maureen, sorry.
If I had a pool, he could get a pool. You understand what he's trying to do? He's trying to be just like Randy.
I think Maureen, I think you should really seriously consider a pool because just about everybody I've ever known that had a pool, it's real fun for a month or two, and then all of a sudden you're sorry it's there.
Well, we both grew up with pools, so I don't think that's going to be the case. Yeah, we had pools in our other place. Yeah, we like pools.
Well, how about a nice hot tub, a real high-powered hot tub with, you can get 6 or 8 people in comfortably with lots and lots of big high-powered 2.5 horsepower motors. And don't forget, don't let anybody con you. Ray is smart. You have to have heated air. Most people don't even know what heated air is, but you have to have heated air if you want to go out in the winter.
Yeah, I know. should see the size of the crab my nephew prepared down in New York. He's a chef in New York City at these really fine restaurants, and he makes this incredible stuff. And he took a picture of him holding this crab. Ray, it's like the size of Gable.
Yeah, is it one of those Alaskan king crabs?
I would imagine it's that, or it's a Tyrannosaurus rex crab, you know.
Yeah, no, they get really big. Do you know what a crab like that would cost you? Especially if you bought it in a restaurant, you're probably looking at $300 or $400. Those crab legs now, listen, they're frozen. Okay, you can buy them up here frozen. They're like $28 a pound frozen. If you had fresh Alaskan king crab, I'm sure it's $35, $40 a pound.
Yeah, down there where he's cooking, it's like $200 or $300 a plate to go to those restaurants.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it definitely has to be because, that stuff is incredibly expensive. I would love to be on one of those crabbing boats when they pull those babies right out of the ocean, break off a few legs, throw it in a boiling water, and hit it with some butter. But then you'd have to be on the boat, and you'd be so sick that you wouldn't be able to eat anyway. Those guys truly deserve everything they get when they make that money for those fishing up there in Alaska. They deserve every penny they get.
Yeah, they make good money doing it, but I don't think they do it for very many years, you know.
Yeah, but they can only do it for a very short period of time. They have to make their quota in so long, number one. And number two is those boats go down and they lose everybody. You know, if they go down, you're dead because the water's probably 24, 25 degrees. So, you know, if you go into the water, you got a few minutes and then you're dead. And that to me has to be the absolute worst way to die.
Oh, I don't think that would be much fun. Yeah, that's one of the worst ways to die. I think being buried alive would be pretty bad.
Buried alive, burning, and drowning. Yeah, that's just horrible.
Yeah, I was just going to say burning. That would be a tough one.
Really sensitive to water and drowning because when I was about maybe 11 years old, maybe 11 or 12, this little kid across the street, the father put him out in the backyard and fell asleep, and the kid just walked right across the street, down into the woods, right out onto our pond, and there's a place that doesn't freeze, and he just walked right into the water. And I watched him, the fire department came, and they pulled him out, and he was dead, you know. And the funny thing about it is, they probably could have revived that kid if they knew what they knew today.
Yeah, probably.
He was only like 2 years old. What a sad. Can you imagine a father doing that? I don't know how you live with yourself.
I just got an email from Rick, the owner. He said, are you related? Bill Dawson gave you all kinds of attaboys for the work you did on the serpentine mold. He'll be contacting you. CPG is trying to figure out the modifications that will work for all the Abri CMU that will be combined into the wall together. So looks like I've got a bunch more work to do now.
Well, I mean, you mean a mold company built a lousy mold and you had to tell them how to do it?
Yeah, well, it's not, see, like I always say, these mold companies, they do a great job, especially this one company. They're the best there is in the world. At doing the same things over and over again. They can repeat their products over and over again. They've got state-of-the-art this and state-of-the-art that. But when it comes to coming up with a brand new shape and a brand new design and having those interact with other shapes and designs, they don't have the brain power there. to do that kind of thing. And not that I could do it either, but I mean, when I see it in my head, when I see what they want to do, then I just come up with it, and that's what I worked on today a lot. Is I came up with a whole different design how the thing should be built. I talked to that engineer today, and he said that he called me and told me that he's going to start working on the plans on building the new products, and he's going to build it exactly the way I suggested. And then he sent me some drafts over of some different shapes that he's thinking, and asked me to go through them with them. So that got sent over to the guy who's the president of this Concrete Products Group, who Rick is talking about. This guy, Bill Dawson, sent over all kinds of props because I was helping him out with this stuff. But listen, not everybody has that, But I'm not good at a lot of things. But I mean, I can figure this stuff out. I'm just okay with that stuff. But whatever.
You would have been great on the original Star Trek, helping to make all the sets.
Oh, I would have. Yeah. I watch these shows and it drives me nuts because like these Alaskan, they're going to move the building or they're going to dig for gold or they're going to dig for oil. It's like, get the hell out of here, you guys. Everything's a big deal, Let me show you. I get nuts. I can't watch these shows. I just got to stop watching them. Maureen wants to know if you knew I was vice president of the company now.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's my. He gave me that the other day, which is pretty cool. There's only been 5 vice presidents in the company's history in over 100 years.
Wow. So then you can hire me, and I can be. Let's see, what could I be? I could be an assistant vice president.
Yeah, that's what we need. Another crazy bastard running around that block plant. I think the guys are okay with just the one crazy one they got now.
Well, how many stars do you have on your shoulders? I mean, is it the typical 4 stars on each shoulder?
Yeah, I don't have any of that stuff. I that's against OSHA regulations.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering because all the police chiefs around the country, they usually all have 4 stars.
I think they're generals and stuff, not vice presidents. What? Hey, Mark.
Yep.
What's okay? I see your beautiful radio. I see the world's best antenna tuner there. What's the amp you have? Is that like an ACOM or something?
It's an ACOM 1500.
Yeah. And that, do you have to tune that, or is that auto-tuning?
No, you have to tune it. It's real simple to tune. The 2000 is the auto-tune.
So what do you do? Have a switch over there that you can key the driver and tune it looking at the watt meter from that position?
Basically, on the meter, on the amplifier, there's this center arrow. And you just use the tune and load, and you line up with there's an LED bar. You line it up with that arrow. But basically, I've done it all once, into a dummy load, and have the settings and get it pretty much close. And it's real easy.
No, what radio are you running? Are you running a Kenwood?
What is wrong with this guy, Randy?
I told you he's old. Listen, don't pick on him. He's just old. You're going to be half stupid someday too, Mark, and be old and not being able to remember conversations that you had the day before.
Well, I talk to 20 people a week with all different radios, so it's hard to keep track. But I can see you got 4 kilohertz wide bandwidth, and I'm guessing you either have a Kenwood or a Yaesu. But to me, it sounds like a Kenwood.
How do you not remember a Brethren, a Kenwood Brethren?
I forget what I was talking about, so I'm with you. I'm just busting you. It's the Kenwood. Remember the TS990?
Oh, you got the 990. Okay, yeah, it sounded like a Kenwood because it has really nice audio. So, okay, good enough.
I've got to go out in the kitchen and get something to drink. Be back in a flash. KB2ZVP.
Okay, N1 DBL.
And before you forget, Ray, his name is Mark, and he's using a Kenwood 990.
Okay, well, I could probably remember that for at least 20 seconds.
KHC3, KXP.
I know how it is, Ray. I was talking to a guy today in the middle of a conversation, and my brain got sidetracked to something else, and I heard in the background. Next thing you know, I'm like, oh, now what was I talking to you about?
Yeah, I know. It happens. Hello, Tom. How are you? Did you order your new radio yet, Tom?
No, that I didn't.
Don't forget, Tom. It's important you order it from Ham Radio Outlet.
Yeah, I put a new topside control in the hot tub. So next couple of days I'm going to be filling the hot tub and going to be spending this evening time out soaking in that 100-degree water.
Yeah, well, you didn't fill it up yet?
No, not yet.
Well, how did the guy figure out what was wrong with it without water in it?
Used a meter.
And did you have to pay for that, or was that under warranty?
No, I paid for it.
And what did a topside control cost?
Got a refurbished one for a couple of $100, plus $145 for a call and $65 for his time.
Well, what's the $145 for?
Service call.
Oh, and then you have to pay for his time too, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Did you have to pay for, like, wear and tear on his shoes while he walked from the car to your hot tub?
No, I felt like I did.
Oh, man, I'll tell you, just ridiculous. This world, unless you got money, you're in deep trouble.
You're right. Got a question for you, Ray.
You came to the right guy. Is it about nuclear physics? Is it about going to the stars? Which one is this about? Did your radio blow? What's going on? What's the question?
Oh, okay. I thought it would threw it out there already. On a 7300, how do you turn up the RF power?
You're asking the wrong guy. I'm sure it's in the menu, but I never had one, so I can't help you.
KC1RS.
Yeah, there's our 7300 expert. Go ahead, Russ.
You have a multi-switch there, Tom. You push that in, and the menus will appear on the right-hand side of the screen, and the very top one will be the power level.
Yeah, that's just like a 7610.
Yeah, if Russ has a amplifier, he should run it. There's a cold front between me and you guys.
And Russ, thanks for the spell check tip there. I told our computer guy about that. Thank you.
What was that?
Ooh, that was you, right? That had the spell check. Told me about the spell check.
No.
Russ?
No, it wasn't me.
W2KRY. That was you, Randy.
I was watching a guy this morning telling about schools, people, young kids going to school and having to pay the loans and all this and what to do and what not to do. And I found this very, very, very kind of disheartening because I can't spell. I'm the world's worst speller. But it said that these big companies, no matter who you write your resume to, if there's words misspelled on your resume, they just throw it in the trash. They don't even bother looking at it. As soon as they hit one or two words that are misspelled, they throw it right in the trash. I said, wow, that is just something else.
100% correct. And they don't read it. They load them into a computer, and the computer reads it.
Oh, well, that seems even worse. Look, so a computer picks the candidate?
It sorts by punctuation, and it sorts by buzzwords, keywords that have been programmed into it. One side shoots it into the trash can. The other side makes a nice little pile for them to review.
Oh, just wonderful. No wonder why America is so screwed up, and no why everybody that works for somebody is it's so useless and lazy. Now I finally understand why.
Why? Why?
Why? Because the people that are looking at the resumes let a computer sort them.
If you're getting 1,600 resumes, you don't have time to run a company and look at those.
Well, it just seems kind of ridiculous to have a computer sort through a resume. That doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense to me.
It's a menial task. I'm retired Air Force. If you can't follow basic instructions, one of which would be punctuation, you don't deserve to have a job.
And I've seen some pretty rough resumes out there that made it through our system. So I don't know if we've got computers eyeballing them or not. If it's people eyeballing them, they're people that don't know how to spell and don't know how to punctuate stuff.
How can they punctuate if they don't if they don't even know how to write cursive?
Hey, Tom, how you doing?
That's kind of a lost art now. They don't teach you to write cursive anymore.
Hey, Tom, how you copy me now?
Yeah, you're right. You're right with the noise level. It's really noisy here. Hi, Randy.
Oh, I'm sorry. W2KRY to everybody out there on the Toad Harbor net.
KC1RS. Yeah, I turned my amp on there, Tom. So I guess you're with that water coming through there. I don't know if there's lightning crashes or not.
I didn't see any lightning, but like I say, it's to the east of me now. It's headed your way.
Tom's 10 over here, and Russ is about 15 over in Syracuse and New York.
Hey, when's it going to start raining here?
So we're getting sprinkling here already there, Ray.
Oh, man, I got to go put my car away then. I'll be back. N1 DVL.
Do you have the roof down, or the hood down, or the roof down on it?
No, this is my Impala.
Yeah, Rush, you come through pretty good.
Yeah, you got a pretty good signal into here all the time.
So, Randy.
Yeah.
What did I miss?
Nothing.
We were down in D.C. visiting number one daughter for an extended weekend, and I just got home late yesterday and didn't even have the energy to plug everything back in and turn it on.
Oh, you didn't leave it on so you could remote into it?
Remote? What's that? That's the thing for the TV, right?
Exactly.
No, I haven't gone all Johnny Quest yet. Oh, that's what I was going to ask you. I didn't have any syrup to put on my pancakes. You got anything for me yet, or is it still bubbling away?
No, actually, we were there. Sunday we were there, and when we were leaving, Maureen asked him, she says, "Hey, I got a whole bunch of people on the Toad Harbor net looking for maple syrup." And she goes, "I need a case," and he says, "Oh, geez, I wish you would have said something this morning. I just left the sap house before you guys got here, so the next trip we'll get some."
All right, I appreciate it. Like I said, whatever it takes, if you got a couple different grades just to check out. I've never ever been able to get one sap house to give me different grades. That would be interesting, seeing as I'm a beer nut and a home brewer and a beer judge and all that crap. It would be interesting to see the difference as it comes along.
Yeah, from the same place too, right? So it's not different trees from thousands of miles away. So yeah, I understand. Well, she's got it in her head, so she'll find out what she can. She'll check into it.
Thanks, Maureen.
You're welcome.
Anybody looking for a AT4K? Guess not.
You gonna sell that one?
No, there's a brand new refurbed one for five something on QRZ.
Oh, that's a good price.
Yeah, it's a hell of a deal. I do need to start moving stuff here though, so I can maybe make a move on something else. But I need all these tire kickers and peepers to get real and put some money down rather than wasting my time.
Yeah, that's the hard part, isn't it?
Sure is. Now I know what Fred Sanford felt like.
Dun 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 dun. Don't forget, I got your speaker here. It's sitting here, still in the box. Well, it's reboxed.
Oh, that's funny. I did forget about it.
Yeah, that ought to bring some real money. I mean, I don't know how much you're asking for it, but you ought to be able to sell that for something pretty good, a pretty good amount of money.
I don't know. Everything dried up. I got all the almost. No, I do have. Would you believe? Out of all that stuff up there, besides the super duper tuner you bought and what the hell was the other thing? Something else. All the handhelds and all the little bitty mobile rigs went like hotcakes.
Sure. That's the FM crowd. They're cheap, You have you got it? Have you got it on QRZ or QTH, whatever it is? QTH, have you got it on there?
I think, yeah, now that you mention that, I think it just expired, so I do need to get an updated list back up there.
After a week or so, you just make one little change. I think you can change it 3 times and refresh it, get it back to the lead page.
On QRZ or QTH?
On QTH. On QTH, if you get your add-on and it goes, say it goes back a week later and it's back 4 or 5 pages. If you want that back to the front, you just got to make one change. Change the price, redo it, boom, it'll be right back on the front page.
Oh, I see. You give it a bump.
Yeah, you get it back to the front where a lot of people don't look past 1 or 2 pages,
Well, I don't leaf through pages. If I want something, I'll type it in and do a search like that. But
yeah, you would think that'd be the best way to do it.
Have time to leaf through it, so yeah, that's a great idea.
What I need?
What do you need?
I need a motor to a Ham 2.
Sorry, I've only got ones for Ham 2s and 2.5.
Did you ever look on QTH for that?
My Ham 2 seized up.
What is it?
A rotor. It's a Ham 2, CDE Ham 2 rotor.
Oh, okay.
You can get those things. You can get parts for those.
Yeah, where do you look?
I would just do here, I'm going to do a search right on rotors. Here's a Ham M controller, Ham M housing, high gain rotors. Help is here. Fixing hams high gain rotors, Ham series, 2 tail twisters and CD45 since 1964. Ham 4 units are $50, $75 for TX2s. You could probably call this guy W2HP. And where's W2HP? He is in Fair Lawn, New Jersey. You want his phone number?
That was a waste of time. All you had to do was ask me. Look in an MFJ catalog. They have all the parts for all the rotors. You can buy them everything separately.
Okay. And yeah, Randy.
You want that phone number too?
Yeah, please.
I got to look it back up now. Hang on.
Do you have an FA catalog out there?
Yeah, I think I do.
Well, just look at under high gain, and they'll have all the parts listed. You can buy anything you want. MFJ owns High Gain, and they're the ones who make the rotors.
Okay.
Well, I'm not seeing a phone number. I see. So you have to email them. W2HP. Look up that guy and then email him on QRZ.
What do you need?
I need the motor. Thank you, Randy.
The motor's bad?
The motor's bad.
Wow, that's amazing. I've never heard of one going bad.
It's seized up.
Seized up, huh? Did water get in it?
Evidently. That and it sat for years and years.
And you can't loosen it up?
No.
I think WG2E is underwater. Did it look like water got into the case?
Yeah, it did.
Well, then, the whole thing's probably shot if water got into the case. Because there's other electronics in there, isn't there? Is there? No, there's no electronics in there. You must have had a flood in your cellar, and it must have filled up the rotor.
It was in the barn.
Yeah, okay.
Like I say, and that rotor was given to me.
Right.
Yeah, I found out why.
So are the bearings all rusty?
They were. I replaced them.
Yeah, okay. Hey, where do you get AMSOIL grease? I know I need a tube of AMSOIL grease. That's the best synthetic grease I've ever seen, and all my friends tell me the same thing. But does anybody have any idea where you can buy it?
Salesman.
Yeah, they have AMSOIL salesmen.
Yeah, where do you find an AMSOIL store?
Yeah, they're in Albion here. They have a Napa. That there's a guy in there that sells AMSOIL through Napa.
Yeah, because I've gone to Napa and they don't handle it. Maybe they can get it. I'll take a ride over tomorrow and talk to them.
Try Tractor Supply.
Yeah, Tractor Supply. Okay, they're kind of far away. That's a long ride for me.
There's an AMSOIL dealer in Middletown, the old 56 on the Sheridan side, but it's in Middletown. And I'm trying to think of the name of the place. I'll look it up.
No, don't bother, because I'm certainly not going to drive to Middletown to get grease. I'm sure I can find it here locally.
How close are you to Chicopee?
How far is Chicopee?
Yeah, I'm not too far from there.
Hey, you want
534 Broadway.
Okay. Well, I'm sure there's stores that sell it around here. I'll just have to go hunt one down. You buy a tube of that, it's good for 30 years.
I guess the dealer that we have here is out of the question.
I would say so, yeah. But that's what you should be lubing that rotor with. AMSOIL. They make a red, and then they make a dark gray color. That's the stuff you want, the dark gray. I bought some Valvoline synthetic grease, and it's just terrible. It's just terrible. I don't know how the hell they even made something so bad.
Well, just remember they don't sell retail, so it would have to be a salesman that does it on the side out of the back of a Napa or somewhere.
I'm trying to think. The stuff we use, I have the stuff we use for building dies, big progressive dies, and it's synthetic, it's red, it's high pressure and high temperature. I'm trying to think who makes it, get it by the 5-gallon tub. Redline oil.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You don't want high temperature. You want low temperature, because I use it for in a gun and in a rotor. So you want that grease to be able to work at 15 or 20 below zero.
You get some people in Chicopee there, Ray. I can give you the phone number to them.
No, that's okay. I'll find it right here. I'm sure I can find it right locally.
This is KC1 EWJ.
I'm sorry, who was that?
Yeah, I just put up a new 160-meter dipole. It's KC1 EWJ. My name is Bill. Live here at Blackstone, Mass. So just curious how my signal was with 100 watts.
Bill, you're in here all the time. What are you talking about?
Well, I hit there that often, but again, I made my own 160, and at this point, I've just used coax. But again, it seemed like my SWRs on my ICOM, it's really, really low, so it's probably going to be pretty good for this single band.
You're 20 over. Let me log you, see if I've got a note. I usually no, the first time I logged you, I didn't put any notes for your signal strength. Sorry.
Well, that's okay. I do enjoy listening to you guys at night. I normally don't say much, but I learn a lot, and I do enjoy listening to you until I fall asleep, or until Ray falls asleep, whichever comes first. So again, thanks for the report. I'm just going to continue to listen. Again, KC1 EWJ.
Hey, who do you think is a nicer guy, Bill, me or Ray?
Ray, have you gone to bed yet?
Yeah, I went to bed.
Yeah, it's certainly you.
Don't be a wuss, Bill.
Yeah, but I can't, I don't want to bear the brunt of Ray's wrath.
Oh, he's just a softy.
You're referring to his weight?
I don't refer to anybody's weight, ever.
Because I'm a softy, too.
Don't get him riled up. He's got to watch his blood pressure.
Hey, Bill, you coming to the summit?
Ruby wants to buy. I was a little concerned there, but we'll just leave it at that.
Hey, are you coming to the summit, Bill?
Tell me a little more about that. It's in June?
It's June 15th. June 15th is at the Robert Post Park. It's right around the corner from you, and it's a picnic. And we got a pavilion. Ray may be bringing some dancing girls. I can't make any promises there, but it's a picnic. And then we also have some room rates in the hotel if you want to stay overnight and join us for, the festivities that happen after the party.
Now, how far is that from, let's say, Providence, Rhode Island? Where are you located?
It's going to be in Kingston, New York. Wherever, I'm not sure how far it is from where you are, but we've got other people from Rhode Island coming by, and they seem to make it with no trouble.
Well, is there anything, if I was to bring my wife with me, is there anything for her to do up there?
Otherwise, come. Yeah, if you got a wife, we expect you to bring her, and then they can sit around the corner, they can, do what wives do. They can they can wait on us hand and fist, hand over fist, and talk good about us.
But that's your wife.
Yeah, my wife's coming. Everybody's wife. Everybody that has a wife, most of the guys that have a wife bring their wives. I mean, the wives are always there, and a lot of the guys bring their girlfriends. And if you got a boyfriend, bring your boyfriend. We don't really care who you bring. You can you bring whatever you want to bring or whoever you want to bring. And it's just a party. It's not a crazy party. Nobody gets drunk or any of that stuff, except for Good Mike. But I mean, most of us behave ourselves pretty well.
It sounds like fun. Let me check my calendar. My daughter is having a baby around that time frame. She lives at Clemson, South Carolina, so she's due on June I think it's the 10th. So that could move things up a bit, but I would be interested.
Well, we'd like you to come. Here, write down my phone number. You ready?
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, let me get my pen here.
Yeah, women don't mind being pregnant a little bit longer.
They can hold off, right?
Well, her husband plays football, so he could be at camp, and I think I have to go down there a week early, just in case she delivers before he gets home. So what's your phone number?
It's area code 845, then 418-0243, and that's my cell. So you can call or text, and if you have any questions or if you need any other information or any of that stuff, or if you want to talk about Ray behind his back, because I know you obviously don't want to say anything in front of him because you're scared of him, but if you want to say something bad about him and tell me how great of a guy I am, just shoot me a text quick.
I don't want to bring up the topic of FJ tuners because that could just drive his blood pressure through the roof. So I won't do that tonight. So again, it's 845-418-0243. Okay, I'll get back to you.
Yeah, bring that tuner with you to the summit. Wrap it up in a box and a nice bow on it, and then give it to Ray as a present. And tell him thank you for all your all the things that you've learned.
Well, again, right now with putting up the dipole, again, it's 123 feet on each side with a short length of 50 ohm coax. I don't even need a tuner. The SWR, because I cut it to the right length, is it's really 1-to-1, whatever. So, again, on this band and certainly this frequency, because I cut the wire for the frequency, it works great with just the coax.
How old was the coax?
Brand new.
Okay.
You're a smart man. You did it the right way for this frequency. And you've got 25 over, almost 30 over a couple times, and the band's not especially good tonight, so you're doing a good job.
Well, I was out there again this evening with my fishing rod, trying to cast up into the tree to get the dipole up there. I did, as I said, buy a drone, but that was a total disaster. There's just no way I can control the drone and go up about 80 or 90 feet and expect to get the drone back. So I'm still going with the Surfcast rod. So I got this thing up pretty high tonight.
Have you ordered your amplifier yet?
You mean the Palstar?
Whichever, yeah, but that would be the one to order if you're going to get one, yeah?
Yeah, but I don't need one. Like I said, for this frequency, I don't even need a tuner.
No, an amplifier, so your signal's stronger.
Oh, I'm sorry, the amplifier. Well, I've done a little bit of research on them. I mean, those are like $3,000 or $4,000, correct?
Or a lot more if you want to get a good one, but but you can buy a good amplifier for $1,200-$1,500 easy. I'm thinking, Ray, do you have one for sale?
No, not really.
You guys can hear. I don't have to go much further.
Yeah, but the problem what you're going to have, Bill, and what everybody here faces is summertime is coming. When the noise level is at 20 and 25 over S9, static all night long, that's where the guys with the amplifiers get beat up. You got a great signal for a 100-watt signal, but it's not going to make it when the band gets bad,
Well, I guess I better start saving up then. I was debating taking my wife on a cruise in July. Maybe I should just get the amplifier instead.
You look sick. I think you're going to be sick in July.
I think so too. I can feel it coming on right now, actually.
Yeah, repeat after us, honey. We're not going on that cruise. I have to buy a ham radio linear amplifier. It will go over smoothly. You won't have any difficulty, no pushback, nothing. It'll be fine. Trust us, it'll be fine.
He's finished.
Well, actually, I had my best friend from kindergarten. I'm 65 this year, so he was here with his wife, and my wife said, "Yeah, boy, my husband baked our house looked gypsy with all those wires hanging from the chimney." That wasn't a good conversation.
W2MUR. Hey, Michael. What's going on, beautiful people?
And again, I'll think about that trip in June. See how the baby delivery goes. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Okay, KC1 EWJ.
Okay, it'd be fun to have you there, Bill. And Mike, we gotta have a talk. Yeah. What's up? I mean, have you got this Father's Day weekend figured out yet? I figured it out a while back. I'm not going to be able to go. I'm so sorry to say it. You know, I was thinking about cloning myself. I was going to clone myself and send that ad mic down.
I don't know how you could pass this trip up. I really don't know.
Randy, just say it.
Mike, you're off the net.
There you go.
You're not coming, Mike?
I have to be with my sons and my granddaughter.
Oh, gee, it just won't be the same without you.
You could be there on Sunday.
You guys are going down on Saturday, right?
Yeah, just go down on Saturday and go home on Sunday, or go home Saturday. Carl's going down one day. The X-ray beam's going down for one day. TTV Mike is going down for one day.
Who's the X-ray beam?
Steve.
How did he get that nickname?
It's
the electric X-ray beam.
No, EXB. Yeah, it's the electric X-ray beam.
Oh, that's awesome. That's better than Bad Mike. I like that.
So, I mean, why is it so hard for you to figure out? You got to go down Saturday. It's just impossible that you not be there.
I'm going to have to put the screws to my head and think that through.
Yeah, how am I going to kick your butt in an antenna shootout if we don't have your truck there?
Yeah, you're going to have my truck there, but no antenna on it, so it's going to really be hard.
I got my motor here on my desk right now out of the new antenna that never worked. So I've got this new German antenna, or this gear motor here. So I got to order a new one of those tomorrow. I'm just going to buy one.
What? Okay, so you're going to replace the Haiku motor with a German-made motor?
No, it's got a German-made motor in it that doesn't work. But so I pulled the one out of the antenna that needs repair, and I put that one. You know, the funny thing is, okay, so the first antenna that I blew up, I bought a brand new antenna. That one comes, it wouldn't work. So I had to pull the motor out of the blown up antenna, put it in the new antenna. Okay, so then I put that on the truck. I take the motor that doesn't work. I put it in the old antenna that doesn't work so I can get it repaired. I told him it doesn't work. We had the big battle. You know about the battle. So I get it back. I got the original motor that doesn't work in the new antenna into the repaired antenna. So I got it back twice, and he said to me, I wanted to see if he was lying to me. He said the original manufacturer had the screws in too tight. That's what locked up the motor. So I took it all apart, pulled all the screws out, and sure enough, the motor's still bad. And the gearbox is fine, but the motor's bad.
Can you conference call me in when you have that conversation with Charlie?
Right?
We'll have to record that one and play it over the Toad Harbor, the network.
Right now, if I was you guys, considering how much fun he is to deal with, I'd call up Shakespeare and see if he could get Big Stick.
I'll tell you, there's not a single thing on that antenna that I can't build or recreate with no sweat at all, except for that loading coil. That's the hard part right there. However he's loading that, he's got to have a machine for that. I should really take it apart and bring it down to the machine shop and hand it to Randy and say reverse engineer this thing, because he could do it with no sweat.
And we'll all buy one.
Hey Ray, which synthetic AMSOIL grease do you get? There's 8 different ones that come in the cartridge for like a grease gun. Which one do you use? Then when you ask.
I don't know. The stuff I bought back literally in the late 80s. And I still have a cartridge of it. I put it in my gun, and that's what I used to grease the tower. But at that time, they only made 2. They made a red and a gray. So I don't really know. That's okay. I'll go to Napa tomorrow, and if they can look it up, I'll just order it from them.
Synthetic multi-purpose grease is high temperature components like wheel bearings and motors. The NLGI-1 is synthetic polymeric grease that delivers extreme pressure performance over thin surface panel in medium and heavy-duty applications. Synthetic oil from all kinds
the lithium complex thickener. There's 8 different ones they have now. It's incredible.
Hey, why not use that Lubriplate number 105 motor assembly grease?
It's too watery. That stuff that I got, it's like water. I mean, it literally will run downhill.
Yeah, Lubriplate dries. It's only designed for exactly that, assembly grease, but it dries out. It'll get it gets waxy. It's not very good in long term.
Even with the graphite in it?
Use it on a tuner to lube the tuner?
Yeah, you can. But it's always being moved. If it sits there and just doesn't move, it just gets hard like wax.
I hate when that happens.
I'm telling you, it does. I used it in my connections and my antenna and stuff. When I took, I put them all in to keep moisture out. Took it apart. It was all just like a powdery wax. It wasn't even waxy. It was more powdery than waxy. It's not good stuff to use. I can confirm that.
Well, then I think I used it on my tuner. No wonder why my tuner's giving me issues.
Amazon makes an Arctic synthetic grease for extreme low temperature, pumpability, and superior protection in harsh climates and below zero temperatures. They make that too. They even make a synthetic food grade grease.
I have like a lifetime supply of this 105.
I got a case of it, and if anybody needs any, they can have it. They can. Not that it's bad. I like it. I use it for stuff, but it's not designed for long-term, just sitting there, not doing anything.
Well, where can you get the real stuff that he says to use, which is the, what do they call that stuff that he tells you to get for the tuners?
The electrically conductive grease.
Yeah, but it's white lube, but it's lithium. Yeah, lithium-based white lube. Where can you get that?
Well, is it 105 lithium-based?
Yeah, I thought it was lithium-based.
No, it isn't.
Let me get my tube right now.
Okay, I'm looking at it right now on the back. Okay, it says Tosico para lo orgasmo elegito campero. I'm sorry, I'm reading the Spanish. Let me go up to the English. Blah, 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 blah. I don't see any lithium in here.
It's not lithium. They used to sell that white lube in tubs everywhere, and that's what it was, those little lithium-based white grease. And I don't know where you can get it anymore.
No, it's for rebuilding engines and transmissions. Soft, white, anti-wear, fortified, anti-seize grease. Prevents scuffing, scoring, and friction during initial start. Prevents rust and corrosion. Also used for hinges, locks, and latches.
I bought a can of spray lithium white grease for my hinges on my car and truck today at Walmart.
And it's a spray?
Yeah, it's spray lithium grease.
Okay.
Lithium, it's got the same chemical as a lithium battery.
They got lithium at the Home Depot.
Yeah, I have a spray can of it as well.
Yeah, but is it a spray can or the plastic tub?
Spray can.
It's an 8-ounce. They got an 8-ounce tube of it. They probably got tubs, but they got an 8-ounce tube. You squeeze it out like toothpaste.
That's what I want. Give me the part number.
You could probably still get tubs of it. I didn't look to see because they have tubs at Walmart, but I didn't look to see if they had lithium. I'm sure they have wheel bearing grease there, but I didn't look to see what all they had. Yeah, the Lubriplate company makes a lithium. It's called Aero for low temperatures. The lithium-based grease, so you can get it from It's a Lubriplate product. You can probably get it from Napa.
Okay, just give me the one from Home Depot. What's the part number?
It looks like it's the SKU number is 934178. It's Lucas Oil Products White Lithium Grease, NLG I number 2.
934178. Is that correct?
Yes, that's the SKU, the store SKU.
And then what's the rest of it? What do they call it?
It's Lucas Oil Products brand white lithium grease. It's an ounce of it's blue and white. It's like $4.58.
Hey, Ray.
Yeah.
Napa. Lithies, white lithium grease. The part number 765-1391. 2-ounce tube.
Graphite powder with white lithium grease for tuner, Silver.
Yeah, okay, one thing at a time. 765-1391. That's the part number at Napa?
That's the part number at Napa. It's in a 2-ounce tube.
And that is, it says it's lithium-based white grease.
White lithium grease. That's right on the tube. It's a blue and white tube with a orange tracer on it.
You may want to use it.
Oh, that's okay. I found enough places, so I'll be able to get it. Yeah, 2-ounce tube of that would be enough to lube the tuner for the rest of your life.
W2KRY.
KB2ZBP. You can get the Loctite. It's electrically conductive lithium grease.
Oh, no kidding. Where do you get that?
Hang on, let me keep looking. I don't think that's what I wanted. Hang on, it's electrically conductive. Yeah, so let me just check this and I'll get the best stuff here. Let me read a little bit.
Hey Ray, are you talking about lubing the roller for the roller inductor?
Yes.
Okay, I used something that I had. Let me see if I can't find it.
No, I want to get the right stuff this time because I use that stuff that Randy had in a big tube, and if it dries up, then it's no good. I just want to get what he tells you to use, which is the lithium-based white grease. That's what I want.
Yeah, but is yours drying up?
I don't know. I didn't take the tuner apart, but I notice when I crank it, when I'm cranking the crank handle, I'm hearing static. It goes, and it never did that before.
Yeah, it's probably drying up then. If you're cranking that when you got the radio keyed and you see it like it'll flick, it'll go down, up. You've got they got to clean that up and redo it.
Yeah, no, it doesn't do that. It doesn't do that. Actually, that's during the receiver. That's with the receiver going. But I crank the handle with the transmitter going, and it doesn't seem to jump around at all.
There's a company called Niogel. They've got a 50-gram tube of electrically conductive white lithium grease. It's $32.95.
Yeah, well, that's crazy. I'll buy the stuff from Napa or Home Depot and just mix my own.
Napa run you about $6.
Well, that tube that Randy had me get there, that would last. You'd be able to lube 400,000 tuners with that, but if it dries up.
Do you have graphite?
Yes, I got tons of graphite.
Okay, I got a big quart can of graphite powder.
Quart can?
Yeah, we used to mix it with alcohol and then pour it down on these brass slides for the locomotive trucks when I worked at the steel mill.
Yeah, I was thinking a quart can, it would last us three lifetimes, right?
Well, usually I just have a little bit in like a little a film canister, and I stick my keys in it and put it in and out of the lock a couple times, and it makes the locks work
really well.
Well, that's a good idea. I mean, when I got this Ameritron ATR 30, Randy had me get this grease and mix it with the graphite, and man, I'm telling you, man, my inductor turns like just glides, like it's like brand new, silica, bearings in it. And it's just unbelievable how smooth it is.
Okay, I took care of my arcing problem. Hopefully everybody's hearing me. KA2EXP.
You're not setting the trees on fire?
I was, and now I'm not.
Where are you located?
Albany County, New York.
Yeah, you're 40 over here. W2MUR. Name is Mike.
That's because he's using his electric X-ray beam.
Looks like about 600 to 750 from the Clipperton L, using a half-wave inverted V dipole, 126 feet long each side, and up about 60 feet, and fed with a W2 DU. Thanks for the report.
Yeah, no problem. We're located here just north of Utica by 20 minutes in Holland-Pat, New York.
Yeah, you're 35 over here.
November 1, November Papa, Quebec.
Hey, Bill.
Hi, Bill.
Evening. Got a nice ride in today. What a beautiful day. So, and cooked kebabs on the grill. Doesn't get much better. Well, of course, ending it on Toad Harbor.
Good evening, WA2EF.
Hello, Doc.
It was a gorgeous day. Wore me out till I fell asleep in my chair.
Yeah, I was under a deck wiring up deck lighting today.
Oh, I mowed the lawn. Busted 2 tractors and had a riot.
Yeah, I've been very abusive to my when I moved here in October of 2015. I bought all my stuff. I got this Troy-built rider with triple blades and the chainsaw and blower and all this stuff. You do it all at once. So I've been really kind of not taking very good care of my my rider tractor. I just leave it out there in the winter and start it up every year. This is the first year it didn't start up, but bought a battery charger and charged it up, and everything was fine. But man, just leaving it out. I got to start putting it away in the winter. I got to get better.
You got to leave one of those little maintaining chargers on the battery.
Yeah, I got this charger. It was awesome. I mean, it's a fantastic charger. It just has a little LED indicator on it with some graphics, and you can trickle charge it. You can fast charge it. I mean, for the money, it was just amazing. And man, I can't believe it's taken me this long to get a charger. I've just never owned one.
Well, was the battery dead during the winter?
Yeah, it just died. It was after 4 years, it finally died. I have it under like a overhang in the winter, and I don't put it in the garage. It's not like it's gonna, help it as far as temperature. It just keeps the snow off of it, But yeah, this year it didn't do too well, and I had to kind of drag it out manually and pull it into my garage and charge it up, and everything's fine.
I always take mine out and leave them in the house in the winter.
Yeah, I know. I should have done that. I should have did that for my dad. This year I'm going to do that for my dad and myself.
If the battery goes dead, then it'll freeze. And once it freezes, that's usually the end of the battery.
Yeah, I figure that battery probably runs me about $30.
So the best electrically conductive grease that you can buy, according to what I've read, is the No-Ox ID. NO-X-ID. That's supposed to be superior to anything else.
And where do you get
They
it?
use on aluminum when they're doing buildings where they have two pieces of aluminum connecting to something.
They do use it for that, yep. And this is the same company that I get my No-Ox spray from. So I gotta ask my buddies over at Stewart if they can get me any of this stuff, or maybe they have some.
They have everything.
That's a great place.
So I guess we're not getting a Harbor Freight in Rutland. It's a big city job lots is what's moving in.
How far are you from Rutland?
4 miles.
Oh, okay. So now I know where you are.
You've never been here, have you?
No, I think I was to Rutland once. I think I drove through Rutland once, maybe 30, 40 years ago.
You gotta watch him, Bill. He's gonna look you up on the internet and drive past your place, see if you're Toad Harbor worthy.
I think you'll find it. I am. But I'll tell you what, though, the roads in this state are just unbelievable. Riding the motorcycle, I mean, literally putting your life in your hands. Where I work in Pulteney, I rode out to work this morning, and the road was so bad, it's not even funny. It's like third, fourth class road.
Hey, how come when I checked the tire pressure on my car today, and it was 45 pounds of pressure, all four of them, and they did that when they did the alignment on the car. Doesn't that seem a bit excessive?
They always do that. I always have to check it after they do anything.
Well, it just seems like 45 pounds of pressure is awful excessive. I dropped them down to 34.
They probably do it so they can, you know, the tires won't flex while they're doing their alignment.
Right, well, they should return it back, because I think 45 is too high.
Aren't low profiles run a little higher in pressure?
I don't think so. I know the car was rode a lot better after they put all the tie rod ends and aligned it, but I think it's going to ride a lot smoother now with the tires a little softer.
Yeah, what size wheels are they, though? They're not low profiles.
16-inch.
Yeah, you'd have to have an 18 or 20-inch wheel to be low profile. And that's why they do it, so the tire doesn't flex all over the place when they're trying to line that thing up.
I never did that when I aligned cars. I put them exactly at the spec they were supposed to be at.
Well, that's because you were using wood wedges and ropes and stuff.
No, I used the nice Hunter alignment tools, that and Bear.
The Bear is the machine that the guy did my Ford Fiesta I was telling you about, how he did them backwards. And that's what they had, is a Bear.
Is that the machine they used to line the Conestoga wagons with? You should see the stuff they have today, man. It's like really high tech.
Well, the band's in pretty good shape tonight. It's not too noisy.
I'm listening to you guys on the web SDR, and you're always about, we, not you, but all of us are off about 0.16 kc.
Yeah, I was noticing that last night when I was listening. You're 1/6 up, right, on that?
Yes, isn't it bizarre? Exactly.
1/6 to 1/9, depending on if you're on wide or narrow bandwidth.
It's always fun sweeping a few tenths of a kc and listening to Ray's voice.
I must sound spectacular.
Yeah, you sound. I can get you to sound like he's younger.
Yeah, but the most readable radios are the ICOMs, without question. If you listen to that thing through the noise, Carl is got like one of the most readable signals.
Carl is the best.
That's why that guy in Australia could hear you today on 80 meters, Carl. If you would have had one of those junk Kenwoods, the guy would not even have known you were there.
You got to be careful when you talk to Australia on a Kenwood, because if you're if you run a little too much audio, the island starts to move.
Who'd have thought?
If the audio goes under. That's one place. I went to Australia on a engineering trip from. I left out of Philadelphia, and so I'm planning to take about a 22-hour trip. So I get to Los Angeles, and it's later at night, and I'm running to get my flight to Australia, and I miss it. So I miss the flight. So now I got to spend all day in Los Angeles, in the Los Angeles area. And that following evening, I got on the airplane and then flew to Australia, got into Sydney, and stayed on the airplane in Sydney. They wouldn't even let you fly in until after 6 o'clock, so we had to circle a little bit. And then from there, we went to Melbourne. I got off the airplane, went to a factory with this engineer. We picked up some test equipment that we needed. I went to the hotel, had dinner, got on it, and in the morning, I got on the airplane and flew home.
Oh, my God.
Did you see any kangaroos?
No, I'm actually, the only thing I saw was I flew over the cliff that was on Mission. I don't know if you guys saw Mission Impossible with where that girl was getting ready to jump off that cliff. I flew right over that cliff.
What did you have to do when you were there?
You couldn't spend a day or two there to relax?
No, I don't know what the circumstance was, but my flight. Well, because I missed my flight, the problem is I was only spending one day there, right? But I missed my flight, so now I had to go back the next day. Otherwise, I would have been there for a day.
I'll tell you what, if you fly all the way to Australia, I think you'd want to spend 4 or 5 days there.
Yeah, but it was for company business, and I had to get back, and I just wanted to get my engineer there, and we looked at some automotive test equipment. I liked it. I approved it, and then he developed the rest of it, did some fixturing for it, and he came back. But this guy looked like the guy I was traveling with, he looked like a terrorist. He was an Indian fella, but he looked like he had this like mean-looking face with a beard, and every time we went to a checkpoint, he would go off into some room somewhere and get cavity searched. It was like I felt so bad for him.
Hey, what's that sandstone mountain called there?
In Australia?
Darwin's Rock.
Okay, yeah, isn't that like where all the Aboriginal people hung out?
Yeah, they used to hang out there.
Do you guys remember that Mission Impossible movie where that beautiful girl, kind of brown skin, but she was gorgeous. Oh, she was just so beautiful. I can't remember the name of that actress, but she had the poison in her, she had this pathogen in her that would have wiped out half of Australia, so she was going to kill herself, so she wouldn't pass it. But meanwhile, Tom Cruise was on the way with the antidote to try to keep her from jumping off, and I think he got her just in time.
It's Uluru, or Ayers Rock.
Yeah, Ayers Rock. Yeah, I think you're right.
Hey guys, I'm in and out tonight. I got to go watch the Curse of Oak Island with my son. 7 threes and 1 MPQ.
Take care, Bill. Have a good night.
Is that ever going to end?
Right. Of course not. That's the hokiest, dumbest show I've ever seen, ever.
Okay, Bill, make sure you have your 7300 on in your bed there listening to the Toad Harbor Network.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, Ray.
Why were you asking how to turn the power up on a 7300? Do you have one?
No, my neighbor has one.
Oh, okay.
Tom's got the modified version of the 7300 that produces 600 watts.
No, that one, his only put out, believe it or not, 13 watts.
Well, is that because it was adjusted wrong?
Probably, and couldn't figure out how to jack it up.
Read the manual.
I know, we read the manual, and he was so pissed off at it. He wanted to let his brand new station. He wanted to let it go for half of what he paid for it.
Well, my God, that radio's simple to run. It's the same as a 7610. I mean, you just have to learn how to use the damn thing.
Yeah, I know. That's like me with a 7600.
Well, the Kenwood is much more complicated than either one of those radios. Well, I shouldn't say it's not more complicated, but it's at least as complicated as the 7610. That's okay. If you buy one, Tom, just get it on 1930 and call me up, and I'll tell you which buttons to push. You'll be all set.
Yeah, thank you, Ray. That, and you were right. Motor for that Ham 2, Ham 4, T2X is $69.95 through catalog I have here.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
It's less than buying a new rotor and control box.
Well, that's for sure. Those rotors and control boxes are way overpriced. Did you ever buy the steel ring gear for those? Because if they don't have the steel ring gear in them, they're no good. They're not very good.
Yeah, I'm going to go for the steel ring gear, and I'm going to go for the new rotor, or the new motor for the rotor, and hopefully it'll be up for as long as I'm going to be messing with it.
Yeah, if you put the steel ring gear in it, you can put a really big antenna on it. I mean, really big. You know, if you don't put steel ring gear in it, that gear just strips and breaks. Anyway, I'm going to go to bed. I'm getting sleepy. I'm going to go watch a little TV. I will see all you gentlemen later. N1 DVL.
Ray, listen to my voice. You're getting very, very sleepy. Listen. I want you to relax and listen to my voice. I'm going to count to 3. When I get to that number 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so what I want you to do is you're going to love the 7610. You're going to buy one tomorrow, and you're going to sell your Kenwood. Okay, so I'm going to snap you out of it. Okay, get ready. 1, 2, 3, you're back.
Wow, I'm going to go out and buy another one now.
Okay, good night, Ray.
Sweet dreams. 3 KXP.
Good night, Ray. WA2ES.
Yeah, good night, all. See y'all later.
11-3, Ray. KA2EXP.
I'm sure tomorrow he'll be calling me on the phone. I have this desire to go buy a 7610.
It would be the epic, most funniest thing that ever happened.
You got a good voice for that.
Yeah, I remember. I would be getting my appraisal done with one of the vice presidents, and I would be talking, and be the end of the day. And a couple of times I saw him his eyes were getting heavy, and he was kind of falling asleep. And I tried to wrap it up. I guess I was talking too much.
Yeah. You need to make some of those relaxation recordings.
Yeah, I could really make some money on YouTube.
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll get down to the nitty gritty here of the best roller inductor grease to use, because I'm hearing a little bit of that when I tune mine, a little in when you're in receive. So I'm going to have to look and see if the stuff I put on there isn't working well or not.
Well, according to Randy, man, this 105 with the graphite mix is the ticket, and that's what I use. It works perfectly.
And what was the brand?
It's a combination of a Lubriplate number 105 with the graphite. I got to get the graphite, the green graphite that I got from Randy. I think you get it in Napa. I got it all in Napa. And I mixed that up and put it on there with a little swab, and man, it made it like heaven. It was just gliding beautifully.
Okay, yeah, well, it got way better than it was. Apparently, when it was assembled, it was the Heath kit, the one I built. When I built it, I looked back in the instructions. It said nothing at all about lube on there, so there never was any lube on that roller on the rod. So once I put some stuff on there, geez, it worked great after that.
Yeah, well, when I bought this Ameritron, and it was an ATR 30. And I bought it online, and I got it in, and it was binding horribly, and I took it apart. I said, well, let me roll my sleeves up. It took me like a whole Saturday to kind of figure it out. First of all, it was assembled improperly. It was out of square, like the back. If you can imagine the coil, the inductor had square supports on each end, right? And so each of those squares were, if you twisted the back one clockwise slightly and twisted the front of it clockwise slightly and then tried to screw it down, that was the major issue. So I found that out, and I kind of squared it all up, and then that fixed like 80% of it. Then when I put the concoction that Randy gave me and Ray gave me, it just made it like better than new.
Yeah, I'm going to have to open mine up again. It's not too difficult to take it out, but I don't know. It's been like, back in October probably is when I fixed it up. So maybe I just didn't put enough, or it's drying up or something.
I mean, honestly, I could put some of this in a baggie and the graphite in a baggie and throw it in an envelope and mail it to you.
Yeah, and then the FBI will be coming knocking on my door.
It's not white powder. Yeah, that might not be a good idea.
Yeah, they'll cuff me. And do you know a guy, Mike? Gee, I'm sorry, I don't know your last. Oh, Murray. Yeah, you know Mike Murray. He sent you this. Yeah, I know him.
Yeah, my life's not complicated enough.
Yeah, wait till you start talking about the Toad Harbor net that you're all part of. They'll really lock you up.
Yeah, well, sir, this is just part. It was recommended by the Toad Harbor Net, and it's amateur radio. I have an extra license issued by the federal government. Do you want to see it?
Show them your Toad Harbor membership card.
I'm going to pull my frog out. Would you like to see my toad? Yeah, that wouldn't go well.
We should actually have Toad Harbor membership cards. That'd be kind of funny.
Yeah, that ought to be the next thing you hand out. Yeah, Toad membership. Toad Harbor Net member, the world famous Toad Harbor Net membership card.
Only to fully paid up dues members.
That's right.
Listed on it are all the approved devices that are only approved by the world famous Toad Harbor Network.
Well, you probably should have a list of approved devices, and you should be required to have a certain number of them, because nobody could have them all.
Yeah, we can have recommended devices.
Recommended devices, recommended power, recommended antennas.
What wife you can pick?
Exactly. I would need that. For that advice.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I think Susie Mahoozy is going to come with us.
So is her last name actually Mahoozy?
No, Mike. No, it's not. But I think she's going to be going with us. We like when she comes around, and she, we were talking about it, so she'll probably come. She's here a lot, and she knows a lot of you guys by the voice,
It's actually Watusi.
So I would say, hi, Mrs. Mahoozy. This is my name is Mike. Is it Miss Mahoozy or Mrs.?
It's Miss Mahoozy.
Miss Mahoozy.
Hey, you guys ever look at, K2EZ? Oh, I don't know. That's amazing.
K2EZ?
Yeah.
I hear frog music.
Oh, yeah, they're chirping out there real purty.
Hey, Randy.
Hey, Randy.
What's a good price for an Alpha 77 DX?
A DX?
Yeah.
I would think anything if it's in good shape, and if it's in good shape, really nice shape, you're going to be spending at least $4,000. A lot of guys get 5 and 6.
There's one with 0 hours on it after it's been completely rebuilt with the Dick Bird upgrade for $5,000.
Yeah, that would be a good one to grab.
Hey, Doc, are you talking about this guy's mobile setup?
Yeah, it's a woman.
Don't you have a spare 7600?
Wow, they were in Roswell.
Why, is he looking for a 7600?
He would be open to taking one for a trade.
Oh, I see. Well, I've got a 77 DX. I don't need another one.
Oh, that is a gal.
I thought you'd get the combiner.
No, I just need the extra tube, and then I'll have all I can handle.
Okay, so you guys mentioned W2EZ. Randy, have you looked at this QRZ site?
I think it's K2EZ.
Oh, yeah, K2EZ. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a chick. She's a rover.
Yeah, there's your mobile scenario. There's your mobile solution to the IQ antenna.
Yeah, none of those antennas will work here.
Only in Roswell.
I don't have her in my log.
Speaking of logs, Randy, will you do me a favor and send me a list of call signs and names? Because, I'm having a hell of a time with it.
Yeah, I can do that. Actually, Mike?
Yes, I'll send that.
Do you have that all done?
Well, it was all done as of about 4 months. I haven't really made any new entries in it in about 4 months, but it's pretty accurate.
Am I in there?
Yeah, you're in there. But the thing is, it's so small, you need a magnifying glass to read this thing.
I'll send you one, Doc.
I sure would appreciate it.
I cram so much information on that spreadsheet that you literally need to look at it with a magnifying glass to really see it.
Send it over. I'll fix it up.
Ah.
That's That's one thing. We've got a lot of good guys on that are very computer savvy here. I know Doc's got a lifelong background, and no, not a lifelong. He was around before the computers were, but he's got a big background. I know Randy does. I know Carl does. I know Mike gets by. I get by, but not very well.
Speaking of pancakes,
I get by with a little help from me friends.
Wow, the last Excel spreadsheet I opened was the Toad Harbor net list. On this computer. When I worked for the automotive industry, I used Excel every single day.
Yeah, I use it a bit. I keep all my expenses on there, and then gas for the cars and all that kind of stuff.
I sold my car for gas money.
So speaking of pancakes, Carl, when are we going to have pancakes?
Oh, I don't know. We got to have, what about that place in Herkimer? We got to go there to that Ozzy's place sometime.
I don't know any place in Herkimer.
You mean Ollie's, is it?
I thought it was Crazy Ozzy's or something, isn't it?
Oh, Crazy Autos. Crazy Autos.
Well, okay, I was close.
Yeah, you were close.
Randy, you're K2 RLB, right?
No, that's the other Randy.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
Randy is W2KRY.
W2KRY and live.
Yes, sir.
I always think of W2 in Cincinnati.
Lightlink.com, and it's on QRZ now. I fixed it. Y'all know anybody wants a lawn tractor?
What kind?
I don't care. I got 14 of them.
Do you have a 262 John Deere?
I think the only Johnnies I got are 112. No, just one little one. It's not 262 though. Those are nice.
Yeah, they are.
Most of what I got is Craftsman and the big Massey, Troy built, you know, more moderner things. Got a couple of wheel horses though.
KB2 ZVP on the 20.
W2MUR.
W2KRY.
WG2E.
KD1 Mountain Whiskey on the 18.
KA2EXD Albany.
Hi, Ramicus.
Ramicus.
How's Ramicus tonight?
You say Ramicus, I say Ramicus. I'm okay. I'm doing better today.
What happened?
Nah, not much. I just had a shitty day yesterday. Oh, sorry for the language.
Things didn't go too well yesterday, just in a general sense, how things you never complete anything. Things always go wrong. I had one of those days yesterday.
Mama told me there'd be days like this.
Yeah, you ever cut Teflon on a table saw?
It's a mess.
About 3 inches square, and I was trying to trim it square and then cut it in half. And I got it square, and mind you, I've been running the table saw since I was a teenager, so I know how to use a table saw. And I was pushing it through, got it through after slicing it in half, and I don't know what the hell happened, but in a flash, the thing came sailing back at me, damn near broke my rib, and took the aluminum guard that guards the saw, the blade on the table, and tossed that into God knows where. I can't even find it now. Anyway, that was about the worst thing that happened.
Wow, did you literally break your rib or just bruise it?
No, I bruised my, if it had come up a little differently, it probably could have cracked a rib. It was coming at me pretty damn fast. And it gnawed up the piece of Teflon, too, which discouraged me, but I think I can rescue it to do what I got to do with it.
You still got all your parts?
I do. I'm just bruised up a little bit. I'll be fine. But it just, sometimes things just happen and you don't know why, and this was one of them.
Well, at least it didn't go lower or higher.
You're right.
That right there is why I prefer to use a bandsaw.
Yeah, but I can't get as clean a cut with the bandsaw.
I'm freaking terrified of table saws. They scare me to death.
Yeah, they're nothing to reckon with.
I remember, shop in high school was my first experience with a table saw, man. And I'll tell you, these guys in shop, man, I'm telling you, it was like, it's wonder none of us got killed.
Radio arm saws were the ones in school that used to catch the kids. They'd be cutting a gnarly piece of wood and the thing would grab, and next thing you know, there was crap flying everywhere.
Yeah, well, that's what I used to finish the job when I couldn't run the table saw. I pulled the DeWalt from the 1957 DeWalt. I pulled it out of the dump and fixed it up. It's in perfect shape.
I remember my shop teacher had his back. I was on a table saw, and so I'm running this piece of wood through it. So this thing caught, and it flew out of there, and he had his back about maybe 20 feet away and instructing some other student, and it missed his head by literally maybe 3 inches. And he turned around, and I had this stupid look on my face like, I'm so sorry.
I seen that look.
No.
So how about those pictures of you wearing that rabbit costume there, Mike?
I'm trying to purge the intranet of that picture.
I was at work today thinking about that, started laughing.
Yeah, we should have like a
pajamas with a bunny
with those kind of
hat
things in it.
that didn't even cover your face. Sad. It was very sad. It was one of the saddest moments of my life.
That's right. Your career as a congressman is over.
It was the only day I regretted being in America.
I sent that over, Doc. Oh, great. Thanks.
I tell you what, man, they are finding some information on Hillary. I mean, the 48,000 emails they found so far.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
I have no idea how she's not in prison. I really don't. I mean, every day she's walking free just makes me more and more sick to my stomach.
How could that many people even want to talk to her?
Well, when you're selling uranium, there's probably a lot of people that you can, probably
she's lost
sell
She
to.
lost her first bid, lost the primary to Obama, then lost to Trump. But that never stopped anybody. Look at how many times did Biden run for president? How many times did Joe Biden run for president? I've lost count. So to me, I don't think that's the real reason. I think the real reason is she's radioactive right now. They're not going to put all this money into her, and then she's going to be indicted.
Joe Biden's running again.
Yeah, he's supposed to announce Thursday. It's ridiculous. Okay, he's going to announce that he's running for president on Thursday. Okay, well, you've already announced it. If you're announcing that you're running on Thursday, and it's today Tuesday, you've really announced on Tuesday. Isn't that something? How that works? It's just so sad.
Joe to touch her.
Sources close to Joe Biden say that he's going to announce Thursday he's running for president.
That's the best they can do, man. We're Trump.
When they go up to a debate, Trump should just come out with that music playing. I feel good, and go over and just grab a hold of Biden.
Yeah. No, he'll go up to him and hug him, and then just hold him for 5 seconds.
Yeah, by the scruff of his neck.
You've always been my favorite. I love you better than Bernie.
Okay, you crazy kids, I'm out of here. Good night, 73 KB2ZVP.
Good night, Randy. 73s and 88s and 44s.
See you later. So before I just scoot off, Mike, you've got it in your head now you're going on Saturday, right?
Well, it's in my head, but it hasn't hit my heart yet.
There's enough day trippers going down. You could get a ride, hook up with somebody, make the trip enjoyable.
I gave up drugs. I don't day trip anymore.
I day trip with Mike.
Are you going down?
If he wants to ride bitch.
Wow. Yeah, you can stay overnight and then still be home for Father's Day.
I got to rig the truck up with a 160 or something.
Well, you've got the one antenna. Are you sure the antenna works?
Yeah, it works. That would work perfectly. I just haven't had time to do all the doodads on my new truck.
Well, we'll get out of here, you stupid cat. There's time. I mean, we got time. We can throw something together on that. It didn't take us that long to, you just kind of get the legwork done. A couple of days here, a couple of days there,
Yeah, I know. I mean, I got my straps made, so I just got to put it up on a lift and then zip. Put 400 straps in there, and then get that done, and put all the radio equipment back in, get the high Q hooked up. I'll be good.
Maureen said, screw that, figure out how to remote. You want to lift, you don't want to just land in the driveway and just drill up over your head, pick up the truck 5,000 times.
Yeah, I'm just going to crawl around in the grass. I'll get like ticks infested in every orifice of my body. Snapping turtles will be attacking me.
The 27th? So Maureen's thinking that the 27th. The 27th is the deadline for the discounted Toad Harbor room rate. So if anybody's on the fence and you haven't gotten your room figured out, you ought to do that. I think probably most people that need a room has probably got it figured out. But anyway, that's the deadline, the 27th. And then the prices go up pretty significantly from what I think Bruce was saying.
I'm going to hang a hammock from the high Q antenna to the back of the lift gate. Sleep outside.
You got
lift gate.
Hey, where's Good Mike tonight? Did he come in? I mean, I know he didn't come in, but where is Good Mike tonight?
He might be on the smack, waiting for his operation.
I think he said the 9th, didn't he?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I put it in my phone. I've got an alarm set for that.
Well, when Good Mike and Bad Mike are on, we cancel out, and you don't hear either one of us.
No, we always hear him.
Red kryptonite and green kryptonite. Matter and antimatter.
That's right, man. It's just, you need that's why, I have to wait till there's a good magnetic force from the sun for me to get on with Good Mike, because there's got to be magnetic containment.
Yeah, Good Mike's having his operation on the 9th.
What's that, on his back?
Yeah.
Well, I hope you ought to be all good by then.
Oh, I mean, it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks prior to the Toad Harbor Summit, and that's a big recovery operation, I'm sure. So he'll probably have either some kind of a brace on or a cast. I mean, not a cast, but a crutch or a cane or something.
A powered exoskeleton.
There you go. Doc, did you check your email?
Yeah, I'm not seeing nothing.
Oh, jeez.
Randy, did you get my Toad Harbor?
Toad Harbor what?
I sent the spreadsheet.
Oh, you did?
Randy, bad and good, Randy.
I don't have it.
I didn't see it yet.
I copied, should have been. Your email is RKRYTUSA, right?
Yes.
I copied Randy because, he wants to know everything that I'm doing.
You're my hero, Mike.
I respect my elders.
Sometimes people put .com instead of .net.
Then you got the .TV. You ever heard of that one, .TV?
No.
So they're running out of .coms and .orgs and all that.
Yeah, they got .TV. Okay, .TV. What else do they have? I'm trying to think. When I set up my website for Great North Lighting, I noticed all the different suffixes that they had, there.
.biz.
Yeah, .biz. Yeah, BIS. Yes, BIZ.
It went out, Doc, and it says that it was sent, so I think you'll get it here eventually.
All right.
Check your scrap, the garbage meal, the garbage whatever bin, all the stuff that you can get garbage into.
Yeah, Randy's a known spammer.
Oh, I do it all the time.
And that's what I like about Gmail. Gmail does a fairly good job of getting rid of a lot of that stuff. I mean, I still get some junk mail, and when I put it in junk, usually it stays out.
Microsoft Outlook takes a lot of junk out, too.
Yeah. I mean, I use Outlook. But my email is through Outlook. So between Outlook and Gmail, always did a pretty good job of getting rid of a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, you don't know how many times I could have been a millionaire because of some prince in the area.
I think I afforded my new radio.
Randy scammed the scammer.
No, I just went ahead and I just borrowed the money. I got the money coming in from the prince.
From the prince.
Hey, how about we have a raffle at the picnic? You know, 40 people chipped in $100 each. We could buy one of those new Yaesus and raffle it off.
I think we should raffle Carl off.
Well, we were going to sell Ray's amplifier like that with a raffle. You know, everybody buy a ticket and pick a number, and you know, you could do that easily with 40 people. You get $50 a ticket, you know, and you got yourself a couple of grand.
ESP 220? I already got one.
No, his commander.
He want to sell that, does he?
He's wanted to sell it for the last 5 years.
Well, I thought he was keeping that one and he sold one to Glenn, didn't he?
Yeah, but now he's got a set of tubes, so he's got spare tubes. He wanted to sell it when the tubes were so expensive, and he didn't have a spare set. So now, you know, his good buddy's got him hooked up with a spare set of tubes. Now he wants to keep it forever.
Well, yeah. Well, he's got his winter amp and he's got his summer amp. You know, he's got the one there that he needs to keep the shack warm in the winter, and then he's got the one that doesn't want to warm it up in the summer.
He needs a nice tube and it's out.
He would love the LA1K. I mean, he's a guy that would love that amp.
I'm surprised you wouldn't buy one. He's in a situation where it's good.
Well, he's fat with the money now, so he's got his money. So he's, I'll talk to him tomorrow on the phone. You watch, I'll get him to buy one.
Hey, Mike, can you turn that on and off remotely? You know, say if you wanted to set your station up for remote.
Well, right now, I mean, if I just wanted to talk on 1930, I could do it remote, you know, and I'd be able to talk between, you know, 5 in the afternoon to late at night, you know. But if I wanted to be good on all bands, I would have to buy an HF Auto and an HF Remote. An HF Auto is your auto tuner that matches up with the LA1K, and then the HF Remote is $500, so it's about $2,000 to go full remote, absolute remote, any band, any frequency, and you know, with my open line, I'd have to use a short piece of 1.5 inch, 1.5 feet of the coax into a 4-to-1 balun into the open line. But yeah, I mean that would be good on all bands.
Okay. Well, I always thought it'd be interesting to be able to do that. But it's still, you know, that'd be nice in the winter, I guess. But, you know, in the summertime, I don't like to even go away for a day without disconnecting things.
No, I wouldn't do it unless the remote part of this would be a big, you know, an individual high current solenoid that would disconnect as well, you know, anytime I wasn't using the station, especially in the summer.
You got it, Randy. Thank you. You bet, buddy. So what would it cost to start out? You get the LA1K, you get the amplifier, okay, you get the tuner, and you get the remote stuff. So you're going to spend $5,000, right? You're going to be right about $5,500.
Yeah, okay, yeah, so it's at 32, 42, 52, yeah, it's 52 plus 5 is 57.
Yeah, but the hell of a deal if you're going to buy all that stuff at once.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, absolutely, man. He'd be king. He'd be talking about that for the next 5 months. That would be amazing.
Yeah, I was just telling Maureen that sometimes I happily wish I did that, or thought about doing that. I love the remote. I mean, I love I love my station, in the pickup truck. But you know what kind of work that is.
I know. I mean, even if I had the station, I still would have liked to understand how to do remote just for the knowledge of it, It's always good to have the knowledge of it so that if you can have a plan B. If IQ antenna and your remoting is your plan B or vice versa, it's just good to know. I mean, that's what amateur radio is all about, isn't it? It's gaining more knowledge.
I wonder, though, I mean, like when I was going across Kansas, those long rides, if I had cell phone coverage all that way, if it would be the same.
Yeah, I think you would be a lot more stable, using a remote cell phone than your radio. I mean, because even when you go out there, I mean, you go over, when you're far away, yeah, you do a great job, but it's only certain times of the day, depending on what frequency you were talking about. It's not always good. Certain times of the day, none of the frequencies would work.
Yeah, I talk for 50 hours nonstop. It doesn't matter what time of day it is. You just got to find the band that works for you at that time.
No, you're right, but I'm saying to be able to talk back home the whole time would be difficult, but you could do it with a remote.
Yeah, I'm sure you could. Oh, there's a slew of you guys. That's not even updated. I haven't updated that in a while.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably another 50 people who could add to that.
I've been writing a list. I've been on here. I've a couple of 2-3 pages of a regular 8.5 by 11 pad and 2 columns with calls and names. There must be, 100 or better.
When I first started this thing, I was going nuts. I put the call, the name, of course the address, the state, and then favorite current radio, notes. I was putting, what kind of amp they had, what kind of radio they liked. I mean, that would have been impossible to maintain.
Mine's got a lot of crossouts.
That's what QRZ is good for. Just put a lot of that stuff right in the notes on that.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what I was thinking.
I still haven't got it, Mike.
Let me check my outbox and make sure it's not in there.
Spelling.
Because I sent it without opening Outlook, so it might be stuck in my outbox.
I didn't get it either. And I know he has my email address, right?
Yeah, I didn't get one either.
Okay, like I said, I'm out. Good night, KB2ZVP. See y'all later.
Night, Randy.
Randy. Thank you.
W2MUR on the 20. Past 20.
WG2E. I'm going to get out of here as well. I'm going to go have a snack and call it a night.
Yeah, okay, 7-3. I'm going to cut out this. Here, Billy will be in here tomorrow night. AH2ESC.
Yeah, I'm looking down your direction. I don't see any planes, so I think you're okay.
Well, it's late now. No more part-time increase.
All right, good night all. WG2E.
Good night, I'm out as well. Good night, 73s, everyone. W2MUR.
Come on, nobody likes a copycat.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
Hey, if you want, I got a bunch of this heat shrink tubing that's it comes in 3-foot lengths. And if you have a particular spot that gets over a limb and you wanted to insulate it, you could use 2 or 3 pieces of this stuff and go right where that limb is, You're welcome to it if you want some.
So I appreciate that. Thank you very much. But I was first thinking about using a piece of garden hose over the wire. But then I just decided I'd put in a pulley, a plastic pulley, and got a weight hanging off the end, so it's nowhere near the tree now, so it seems to be working.
Okay. Yeah, I was just offering it up there, and just in case you had, if you had to live with that, we could put a couple layers between that and a tree, you know. Okay. Good night, KB2ZVP.
Hey, Randy, by the way, just make sure you save a piece for me because I committed to it, a little piece of that for the haiku.
You don't have to worry about that. I mean, it's not a bit of a problem.
Yeah, man, I got to pick that up as soon as possible. Either before the picnic or if I do go to the picnic, I'll pick it up then. But I really want to get, if I use haiku at 10, even for the base, I want to make sure it's protected.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, fine. I got it here.
Good night, early birds. WA2JID, checking in.
Okay, hi, Bernie. Good night, Bernie. KB2ZVP, I'm out.
Okay. Go to bed, get a good night's sleep. I'll be here for a couple of hours. Okay,
Bernie, you sounded good tonight, by the way, W2MUR. I'm out too myself, but just wanted to stay.
Yeah, hi, Mike. Yeah, I recorded you last night when you were talking about the Easter Bunny. Is your email on QRZ?
Yes, it is.
All right, I'll send it to you. I tried to record Randy also, but it didn't work out. But maybe we'll do it some other time. But I'll send that to you. It was kind of comical.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. You sound great tonight.
Well, I think maybe we get the mic straightened around a little bit here. And I'm running about 1,000 watts.
Great, Bernie. Take care. Have a good night. And how's that New York?
7-3. Talk to you guys tomorrow, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I'm here for a couple hours, so I'll be up and down the band. WA2JID. Anybody else around?
I'm still here.
Okay. Juliet, Vestal, New York, 10 miles west of Binghamton.
And this is WA2EEF. Everybody stay. I'm halfway between Enfield and Newfield, near Ithaca, New York.
Yeah, okay. You sounded good. Anyway, I just got down here, got my wife in bed so I can play around for a few hours. I gotta go to bed. Okay, so anyway, this is Whiskey Alpha 2, Juliet India Delta, Bernie, and we're running a Flex Radio 6300, ALE, push watts, and probably about 1,000 watts output. So anyway, that's the story here. And what's the name there? This is Bernie, B-E-R-N-I-E.
Hi, Bernie. My real name's Kim, but everybody calls me Doc. And I'm running a Icon 7600 barefoot into a home Mizuki wave on 160.
Yeah, okay. Well, you're about 10 over. You're doing a good job. Yeah, you sounded good. Okay, anybody else in there? This is WA2JID. Somebody's tuning up there.
I think somebody called you, but it was too low for me.
Yeah, there's somebody just on the outside edge of the frequency that's tuning up.
Here? I is. Okay, I just want to 1 2 1 2 1 2. Just wanted to check something. I just noticed my SWR had climbed up a little bit. Just wanted to straighten it out.
Did it rain up today?
Yeah, it rained. It rained about a quarter of an inch. It was hard. I went out. We had ordered a bunch of trees and shrubs and things to plant berry bushes and like that, you know. And I went up and picked them all up today, and we were going to come home tonight and plant, and it rained really hard.
Yeah, we got quite a bit of rain too, so it was starting to dry out. I'm probably going to turn back into a mud hole again. But anyway, the backyard, I've been working on that after all the construction and stuff. And I mowed today, rocks and all, but I didn't throw any rocks with the mower. Thank God. I just had to do it. It really starting to get fairly high. But anyway, it did rain. I don't know, maybe not as much as it did up there, but yeah, we got pretty good rain shower there about 5 o'clock or so, and I think it's all over for now. We're going to get some more on Friday. Thursday, I'm going to run down to the farm and get that shot goes around the farm. I'm kind of concerned about I guess it's wet enough. Too much worry about fire, but when it gets dry like it has been, when grass is high and it has been most of the years. Anyway, 7-3. We'll talk to you again. Talk to you tomorrow. This is WA2J.
Okay, Bernie. Well, you're sounding a lot better too, by the way. I used to hate the way you sounded. It was just getting worse and worse, but now it sounds. I was wrong about that microphone sounding so bad you couldn't get it better. You do have it better, but it's not anywhere near as where you'll get it if you just pick up another microphone, a little bit better quality mic, or hook up one of your other mics maybe, But you sound an awful lot better. Wow, what a difference.
Yeah, I listened to that recording. Yeah, I recorded you, but it didn't come out. I did get Mike, and he was talking about the Easter Bunny there. That was quite humorous, so I'm going to send that to him. Yeah, if I get some time, I haven't had any time here since yesterday to play around. I only get down here, later on at night. I'm going to get that Electro Voice mic hooked up. I did some research on it. That's quite a mic. It really is. And it was very popular in the 60s. They came out with it in the 1950s, and they used it for a lot of public address systems. And if you look at some of the old videos, they used a lot of those newscasts and stuff like that. And they sound like they're a pretty good mic. I looked on eBay and stuff. They're selling for about $125, for ones that are halfway decent. This one really, it's chrome-plated, and it doesn't have much pitting. It looks a lot better than the ones I've seen on eBay. So hopefully the element's good, and it's a very low impedance mic. It's 150 ohms. So you got to run it on a radio that's low impedance, which this one should be. But this one should take about 600 ohms. But anyway, they say just run it on low impedance. So you've got a switch where you can switch it from low or high impedance. Let's make mic. I'm going to get that hooked up and see if I can get that on the air. Okay, 7-3, WA2JID. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Roger. KB2ZVP. See you guys all later. Good night, Doc.
Good night, Randy. Have a good one.
Are you seeing that interference or hearing that interference, Doc? There's something going on here.
No, I thought I heard somebody way down in the noise calling you, but I couldn't.
Yeah, QRZ is be on the frequency. WA2J in New York. Nope, I guess not. Yeah, there's some kind of noise. I can see it on the screen here. It's I don't know what the heck it is. Maybe it's here in the garage. I don't know. About an S7 noise level. So what's going on up there tonight, Doc? In Newfield? You're in Newfield?
Yeah, about less than an hour from you.
Yeah, okay. You're sounding good. Like I said, about an S9 that's been signal level here. We played around with the equalizer on this thing here the other night. Apparently, I got it working a lot better.
Oh, yeah.
I tried to do it,
putting
it on a dummy load, and it doesn't. According to Randy, I found an awful lot better.
Oh, yeah, you do. Yep.
Let me put this down to 100 watts and see what, you like I said, you're about an S. Okay, this is not 100 watts. This is 60 watts. I got it set to 60 watts. Still copy me okay?
Oh, yeah, here you're fine. You're like F9.
Yeah, okay. Well, I can run it up. I just don't want to overdrive the amp, so I have to... let me just change it.
Yeah, that's all I got, the 100 watts, so I'm giving her all she's got.
Okay, that should be 100 watts. Oh, it didn't go. Okay, there's 100 watts. See any difference?
Oh, yeah, quite a bit. You're about 15 over.
Yeah, we'll leave it right there for a while then. I don't need the amplifier. I won't use it. That's just with 96. All right, all the way up to 100.
So what do you do for a living?
For 2 years, and I took my pension 1 year. When I turned 63, I took Social Security. One in the morning, one in the afternoon, evening. Actually, each shift left is about 9:30. And I've got my wife in bed. I'm able to come down here and play on the radio. That's the story there. Unfortunately, I don't get to go very far anymore. I used to. I've traveled around quite a lot. So that's a whole other story, which I can get into some other time. How about you? Are you retired, Doc?
Oh, yeah, I've been retired a long time. So, 2006, I think, 2005. I've got some equipment I can work here and there with that. I used to play guitar at all parties and stuff, but I'm not doing that much anymore neither. Just playing with ham radio and garden tractors. Got a bunch of young guys that are into junking, you know, when the price of scrap's up, and they bring me these busted up lawnmowers, and I give them more than they can get from the scrap, but not much, and it's just I don't seem to sell them very often. I don't really good to sell them. I just look
this morning I got it out, and I didn't even. I had to get the lawnmower. I just did a quickie job. I got a John Deere. Got one model with it. Not a real expensive one, but anyway, I've had it. Because I don't think I'm going to need that anymore. And I let that run all the gas. Put that away. Yard, I've had a lot of construction going on. Put an addition on the house, mainly so take better care of my kids. Actually, I put a hospital on the back of it. Gives me lots of room. Trying to keep her out of a nursing home. If it wasn't for that, I turned 75 in January. I'm thinking, what am I going to be like at 85 years? Boy, I'll tell you, the time is really flying by. I don't even know where the last 10 years went. Back to you, Don.
Oh man, every year seems to go by a little quicker. I'll be 69 this year in August. So it's amazing how time I don't get sleep. It gets me up and can't go back to sleep. She gets me up again. Lots of times I have to take a nap in the evening. That's rejuvenating. Yesterday, didn't have a very good night before. I think I slept about 2 hours. 5 o'clock. I didn't really feel good after. I didn't know whether I felt better or worse. Take 2-hour nap. Anyway, I took a short nap. It wasn't intended. It was raining and I was sitting on the back porch. I fell asleep here on the back porch. Comfortable here. I got a foot stool. I fell asleep and woke up at on 24/7. Incredible. Yeah, well, I come in from outside and turn on the radio here and sat in this chair. And wasn't nobody on yet. Well, I fell asleep. I didn't wake up until 8:30. It was like, uh-oh. So, nap's a good thing. So my wife got emphysema, so she's on oxygen 24 hours a day, and we can't go out or go do much more.
Oh, it's amazing. My wife came home from the hospital, a little over a year ago, and she was on oxygen. She was just determined that she wasn't going to wear it anymore. And she started taking it off, and she weaned herself off. I checked her oxygen saturation level every day. It's in the low 90s. Sometimes it's as high as 97%. Typically, it's around 92, 93. In the low 90s. Mine's about 97, 98. She wears a CPAP at night. Sleep doctor kind of giving her hell for not having oxygen on at night. And I don't need it. And he didn't believe it. Hawk. He was on for someone else.
It's good for her and my wife, you know, like in the mid-80s most of the time, you know, if she's not on oxygen. Activities, but, you know, we've been married 50 years at our golden anniversary back in January. Life's been pretty good. Can't complain too much.
Yeah, the thing here, I can't. I'm all over the place. I haven't traveled all over the world, but as far as I've gone to other countries, Canada, and that was it. I've traveled all over the United States. Actually, in 1975, we wanted to planning on. Pickup truck and a pull-down camper headed west. All the way across. All the way up the coast of California. Back to Salt Lake City. Oh, my. Yeah, it was quite a trip. And for business, I've gotten to travel around a little bit. Yeah, we were going south for after my wife retired, and we don't do that anymore. We haven't done that for 2 years now. But we were going to South Carolina for 3 months out of the winter. That was kind of nice, but we got to I don't really care. Nothing to do here. And as long as I can come out and play radio, I've got antique cars to play with. Sell off a bunch of them. So that was the plan. Invested in them, and I'm going to sell them off. And put the money in. Put them in a coffee can, maybe. I don't want the nursing homes to get it. Anyway, that's pretty much the story there. My daughter, I talked to her Sunday, what car she wanted. She told me. I'll see to it that she gets it. Anyway, that's the story here.
Way too it. I ain't done that in a while. Yeah, I got one boy that's gonna get everything I got, and the other one's not gonna get nothing. That's the way it goes. In 1975, I was driving tractor trailer all over the damn country. Mostly hauled oil out of Oil City, Pennsylvania, down into the Carolinas, but then we got other runs all over the place. But it's just no life for a married man, you know. I just miss being home too much. Of course, if I figured out how to do it right, should have took the wife and the kids with me, then it'd been great. But oh well. Anyway, Bernie, I'm gonna shut this thing off and go watch a little bit of TV and see if I can't get a little bit of sleep. I like to be up in the morning and do the rooster net. So it was great talking with you, and hopefully we'll run into you again tomorrow. WA2JID, is it? WA2ES.
Okay.
state. W-A-2-E-E-S is Sam.
Yes, this is WA2 JID 730.
73 Bernie, and have fun. Hope you find some good contacts, sir. WA2JID, WA2ES.
This is WA2 JID, Whiskey Alpha 2, Juliet, India Delta. Anybody else on the frequency? WA2 JID.